Thaddeus and deal a significant blow to the lion, driving it off, nearly killing it. As the adrenaline rush subsided, the group began to interrogate Thaddeus and learned about the Two-Fingered King, who had forced him into banditry by capturing his family. Thaddeus also revealed the location of 3 meeting places where he had met with his family when the Two-Fingered King allowed it. The group then took Thaddeus to the village elder, claimed their bounty, and discussed their findings with him. The elder was grateful for their bravery and promised to reward them with more support and also their due reward for the bounty. After their official proceedings within the elder's tent, the group made their way over to the Skyward Saloon to celebrate their victory. They drank and reveled in their success, but once again, their victory, their merriment, it was short-lived. As a group of mysterious hooded mercenaries entered the tavern, bearing a symbol of a fish on their shoulders. The mercenaries drew their blades, and the group was a little bit caught off guard by this sudden appearance. But as they drew their weapons, that is where we left off, and that is where we return. The group of black hooded mercenaries enters the dimly lit tavern, their hoods pulled low over their faces. They scan the room. Their heads seem to stop right on Draymond. One of the mercenaries steps forward as he points his sword vaguely in Draymond's direction. You! We're here to collect the bounty on your head. You coming with us peacefully? Or are we gonna have to make a mess?
Sitting at the bar because he was with the elder at the time, so I'm gonna say he just kind of spins around off on his bar stool as he's pointing at him. A bounty on my head? You must be mistaken.
What? No, not you. The scrawny gnome, right behind you. One of the mercenaries kind of in the back shouts out, and you turn around and you see, like, behind the elder, there is a gnome sitting at the bar, and he slowly raises his hand to surrender. But as the mercenaries are about to draw closer, he mutters some arcane utterance, and then disappears in a puff of arcane smoke. Oh, damn it! Trickster got away again. Let's see if we can't convince the witch to join us next time. Maybe she could counter these damned magics. Well, we better get back to the fortress, but first, I mean, we're at the bar, we might as well, grab a little bit of a drink, right? Let's get that.
Did you say he used magic to get away again?
No, he got away again. Last time he didn't use magic.
Okay. Never mind.
Anyways.
Good luck.
Wait a minute. Who are you even? Never mind. We don't time to all these like fishes. Let's just go get drunk. Let's take some drinks. And as the mercenaries begin to make their way to the bar, a familiar face enters. That of Zion. And go ahead and describe your entry here for us.
I think hearing the commotion, Zion would kind of like skulk in, make himself a little bit small, and like look around the corners as he's approaching. Try not to make eye contact, even if he like clocks his friends, just to make sure everything's on the up and up before finally interacting with him.
And as you kind of like gaze over to them, what is the expression of everybody? We're gonna get a round table a little bit. What's everyone's just like general expression right now as Zion enters into the bar? We'll start with Ollie.
Ollie was getting a little nervous at a possible confrontation because he was kind of chilling and he kind of didn't really want to fight. But now that's kind of chilled out, I think he's like settling back into kind of party mode. So he's like already back to his drink. I think I can roll for it, but he might have spotted Zion and he wants to say something, but it seems like Zion's kind of keeping to himself, so he might let that slide.
Okay, and then I'm kind of like going over. What's Dane looking at? Looks like Dane. What's Dane's seeing?
Was Zion also a member of the Shepherds when he was a kid?
Yeah.
I seem to recall that from the Meet the Characters. Yeah. If he sees one, yeah, Dane is like immediately like raising one of his myriad of drinks. Dane is visibly hammered. Hey, it's Zion! Look at it! Hey, there's more! And he's like slapping the shoulder of whoever is to his left, and it's like pointing at Zion. I'm like, that guy's the man. Just like causing
And
a
he kind of
ruckus.
looks at you like, oh yeah, you know, what's he done? What's he the best about? Yeah, why you like him? Yeah.
I don't remember he like sang or danced or tell stories or something. I don't know, but it's like the kind of
Heck yeah. I love that stuff. I really love that stuff a lot.
all
Yeah.
And he was one of the shepherds.
Ooh, you get like a low murmur kind of going around.
Ooh. I'm sure he's been off on some crazy adventures. I don't know,
Tell
slaying
us.
dragons and stuff.
Tell us what dragons you slain.
No dragons. Sorry. Just wondering what the commotion was. You guys don't quite look well, if I'm to be honest. Were they in here for you?
What?
The fellows, the ones that were causing a scene.
Oh, they're here for the gnome.
Oh, that's probably good
Maybe
for
I
us
figured
then.
out if you're trying to capture someone, don't like let them know you're doing it.
Yeah. Quite sage advice you got there, Dane.
Comes with the job.
And I think Ollie's gonna finish whatever he's drinking and be like, someone stole my stash. And I'm gonna figure out who it was. Maybe it was those guys. But I'm not sure. I've got my eyes on all of you.
Immediately shift eyes to Zion. How are Zion's pupils?
Mm-hmm.
Wide, confused. It's like, stash. Sorry, I've only just arrived. Seems like you guys have quite the story to tell. Mind if I join you?
Welcome back.
Please do. You know, we fought a lion.
And what's your guys like? Now that you kind of reconvene. What's your like usual table setup look like here? Where are you sitting in the bar?
I probably imagine we're against one wall and we just have like this whole side of the bar with like locals and just people here to have a good time. We're probably not at the front. We're probably at like the back side because the owner's probably like, just like go have your kind of thing over there.
Yeah, we totally have like the shepherd's corner booth.
I was gonna say I like to imagine that Dane just like drives the tavern keep insane, and so he was like, "I'm gonna give you your own special corner
Whatever,
just
I'll drive
for
their
you,
profits insane is what I do.
just for you."
With good
sheepdog."
worship.
Just to show
I
you what
think,
this looks like, by the way, this tavern, Zion, looks about like here.
Oh,
The
yes,
exterior,
the
at least.
airship.
Fuck yeah.
Lovely. I love that so much.
Mm-hmm. But you guys are kind of on the first floor of this, the expansive area here, kind of in this corner booth setup. You see the village elder is kind of like stayed at the bar. No, he was actually kind of joined all of you, so he's kind of like shifted around to
When Dane
the
put down all the
table with
money
all of
and
you.
was like, fill everyone's cup. Yeah, he joined in.
And he's like, "Oh, That was thought I was gonna have to step in there, but it'll sort itself out.
By the way, Oog, I love that you made the journal thing visible so we can pull up that picture whenever we want. Love
I
that.
did?
More of that. Yeah, right here. Love that.
Yeah, I meant to do that.
Yeah, definitely. Do that more.
Oh, that is cool.
I can see this. I don't have to
Yeah.
rely on you to pull it up or ask you to do it. It's just there.
Did I do that? When did I do that? Hang on, let me see. Did I? I didn't. I
It's
don't think
there.
I meant to do that. It is there. How did I do that?
Well, whatever. If you didn't do it
yeah,
intentionally, start
did.
doing that intentionally because it's awesome.
I think I did. I must have done it intentionally at some point. I don't remember doing it, but I made you all observers of it at some point.
Also, we can see
Whew.
these like bags in front of the
Yes.
shop, so we can see when they.
Those are new.
one there. Okay.
Hence, if you go to those shops, there might be new stocks at the shops.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if that one was intentional after this conversation.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? Yeah, no. Those I did leave there. You can't actually open them until you go over there, but that's just to remind me there, because I have an invisible one, and I was like, it's hard to see that it's there when it's invisible, so I want to remember that I have those. But those are, yeah, shop stocks for specialty items that are like, you know, not just stuff I could tell you about.
Did we say we did a quest like while we were older? Like we reconvened while we were older and did a quest? I forget.
These
think that's
three
what-
at least did just now,
just did.
and
Oh,
but
okay.
how you were involved in that, that's up to you to improv, because maybe you were doing some reconnaissance, maybe you were doing some like other loose end that needed to be tied up for the gang. Who knows? But it's up to you to decide now, kind of play with that as they were going in, or you could have just been, you know.
To give you like the
just now getting that down.
TLDR, we were supposed to go get like a bandit leader who's been robbing people on the road, and we ended up cornering him and like on like 7 or 8 other bandits or whatever. But then like whenever we dealt with the line or whatever, a few of those bandits ran off, but we got the leader and like 4 others. But so maybe the reason why there was only him and a handful of bandits is because you were dealing with the rest of them. That could be a good story.
Yeah, I feel like since you missed the first session, I'm just my input, but you can of course do whatever you want because it's your character. I would say he definitely participated in some way, just because I don't want you to feel like you're the odd one out, like you just came back to
Agreed.
the village and the rest of us have been hanging out already.
Yeah, I could definitely say like he just kind of ran interference and gave like the other bandits maybe just wrong information, convinced them that they were supposed to go somewhere else. at
Got the
time.
reinforcements all split up and like made it so that like there was less bandits overall for you guys to
Mhm.
deal with, and he was kind of like keeping them on a whole goose chase. That's a very interesting. Yeah, that's very cool. So like, yeah, you guys kind of see Ollie return as part of the plan. Looks like he didn't get himself killed, which is good. Not Ollie. Why did I say that? Zion. I want to say Ollie. I gotta mix up your names right now, but I'll. It could be that they're all like 4-letter names, or
I was
two-syllable
also
names.
Ollie a number of times.
You have been Ollie a number of times.
Everyone is Ollie.
Everyone's Ollie. We're all just Ollie. I'm gonna use Ollie colloquially. That's like a term for
The
just
royal
dude.
Ollie.
Ollie is the word for dude in this setting. That's what we're gonna use.
Oh, so he's just dude.
He's just a dude.
That works.
But anyways, carrying on. I'm actually gonna refill my water real quick while you see all. Fuck! I did it again. You see Ollie, Zion. You see Ollie. He's over there, and then you look over and you see next to him Ollie, and beside him your best friend Ollie.
Another Ollie.
And then you look in a mirror and you see Ollie. All you can think of is Ollie.
It's Ollie.
See, a guy with a skateboard, and he does an
Ollie.
So just to establish the scene better, so Ollie and Dane are at the same table together, but Dramus is at like the front of the bar, like where the bartender is, so they're not sitting in the same spot. And after that kind of commotion, Dramus is gonna see Zion. Ah, Zion. Glad to see you've returned. How are you?
Yeah, quite well. They weren't the brightest group, so it wasn't very hard to, scramble their eggs a little bit. How did everything turn out for you guys?
Better than I was expecting, I'll say that.
From across the bar where we're seated, you guys are just gonna hear, "Hey Zion, catch!" And he's gonna chuck this ruby at your head and be like, "You're cut."
Uh-huh. It's well, it's quite a bit more than I was expecting, to be honest, but thank you. Um, I was the elder. Did you fight a lion? I heard. Where did the lion come into play? I'm a little lost on that part.
It was a
Oh.
fleece mane,
As
if you've heard of those.
the elder was kind of like walked away from most of this, and had come back with like a full flagon. Oh, don't worry, it's just another one of his stories. You know how it is.
So no lion?
Might have been exaggerated.
Any reason you guys are separated? You mind if I hop on over to see Dane and Ollie?
That's fine. I'm thinking over here. And as he says that, he's kind of definitely like eyeing the mercenaries that walked in with the fish symbol.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, they're
You keep
currently like
thinking.
talking to Finn the bartender and getting a bunch of drinks and brews ready to go. You see they're getting their wineskins like refilled. Looks like they're not planning to stay around too long. They're just kind of getting some drinks to go essentially.
Dramus is gonna continue to eye them, and he's gonna reach out to where his glove is. And he's gonna take his other hand, and he's gonna start drawing. Actually, not on his hand. He's gonna draw on his shoulder. Because clarify, the symbol is like a painted symbol, right?
So like on their shoulder is like an insignia, and it's like a black fish that's kind of like almost like a koi pond shape, like kind of swirled in on itself. It makes a complete circle.
It's like on their clothing, right? Not like a tattoo.
Or it's no, it's yeah, it's right. It's on their armor. It's like they have like
Okay.
leather, they have like a leather pauldron, or maybe like a mail pauldron that has the insignia emblazoned on it.
So, if this is allowed, he's gonna go up to his shoulder, and he's gonna kind of whisper some sort of like incantation, and kind of like turn
They
his
look kinda
hand.
Like this.
Okay.
Fancy.
Yeah, he's gonna kind of turn his hand in like a clockwise motion like this, and if it is allowed, I would like to use prestidigitation, or however you pronounce that word, and use that to copy the symbol, the fish symbol that's on their armor.
Yeah, using
Illusory image.
oh, now you got me fucked up. Prestidigitation. I think we got there. But you create
Says
yeah,
make
color,
a
a small mark or a symbol on an object or surface. Yeah, you emblazon that on like a little napkin, a little bar napkin, and it appears.
Oh, he wanted to do it on his shoulder,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah,
on
that you
his
do.
clothing.
Yeah, you emblazon it on there.
And just because I lost my notes from last session, but we did know that the fish symbol was associated with his family, right? Family, not Dramus's family,
Seamus is the one who warned us about it.
right? But then didn't we talk to Thaddeus, and he mentioned he remembered seeing like a fish symbol or something like that, and that's why we went to Seamus.
It's not associated with his family, but he saw it in the when he would be scrying on his mother or his wife and daughter. He saw it in the distance.
Yeah, there's a banner with the fish symbol on it on a hill outside the window.
It's a pretty loose connection, but if it looks the same,
So
that's what we got.
We saw fish, anything, so we went to your fisherman guy, and he told us to be wary of a mercenary group associated with a fish banner, and also tells us of a witch with a fish emblem, and they just mentioned the witch as well. So this is very clearly the group that Seamus was talking about, and it's
Right.
This
I
the
remember that
banner
part.
fits the description of the banner outside the window. Whenever Thaddeus would get scryed, yeah.
That all sounds right. That sounds like a
When
very
they would
clear
show
picture.
him his family or whatever through a scrying thing, he saw the banner outside the window on a hill.
Yep.
Right. So yeah, after kind of making that symbol, he's gonna kind of stand up and brush himself off a little bit, and then he's going to approach the mercenary group and kind of just take a seat next to one of them if he can.
Yeah, you do, and you sit down next to them. They're like, "All right, lads. Before we go, you want to get a few shots? Just to kind of get things going, right? Right. No, then we can just sip on this while we're on." And they turn to look over you. Oh, hello. And he kind of looks over you, sees the insignia. Don't recognize you, but there's a lot of new boys at the camp. What's up?
Well, and his demeanor's kind of gonna change a little bit. Well, I mean, not really, because he's pretty awkward by nature, so he's kind of gonna do the little glasses push-up, because he's nervous, or trying to show that he's nervous. Right, I am one of the new ones, actually. You see, I was just recruited, and I was wondering if... I don't know where our base of operations is. I forgot where it was, so I didn't know if you would know where that might be.
If you aren't from the recruitment camp, where'd you get recruited?
So why are they looking for the witch again?
No, they said that when the guy escaped with magic or whatever, they said maybe they should bring the witch so that she can do something about this magic.
The witch, actually. You see, I'm a sorcerer as well, so I am her pupil. And that's why I wasn't brought into the recruitment camps, because I'm not a mercenary, you see. I'm meant to be sort of a disciple of the witch.
Yeah, make a deception check for me. Didn't know she had an apprentice. Tell you what, how hard is it to learn them magics? You think you could teach me?
As he says this, he kind of, a smirk is kind of like starting to form, but like he's clearly like holding it back, like he's trying not to smirk. And you probably couldn't learn my magic. That being said, though, I could probably point you in that direction, sort of a trade-off. I could give you a head start if you could help me out.
Yeah. If you're looking for the witch, looking for the camp, our recruitment camp's just south of here. It's a little ways away. You go far enough, you'll see the tower. Just once you see the tower, you'll probably hear the ad, and then you'll know you're in the right direction.
See. Would you mind... Did we take that map? Or am I tripping? Was there a map?
I don't have that in my notes.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that the group would have like some sort of map of like the general region outside of Ramshorn, since they've been exploring out the outskirts?
Yeah, who would have been drawing it? Just curious. Because most adventurers draw their own maps. They usually have a designated like cartographer.
Figure it would probably be either Dane just as a duty of the shepherds, or Ollie as a official duty of the Marines or the Navy.
What is this map of?
Most adventurers just draw their maps of like the directions they're going, because it's cheaper than like buying new maps for every single area. So most adventurers like will sketch out the terrain and like where they're traveling to.
If nothing else, Dane never left Ramshorn, and he's been doing work around here the whole time. So
probably
it would
Ollie.
make sense that Dane would either. Oh yeah, I'm asking.
Oh, unless you were gonna say.
Yeah, is if this is a map of like Ramshorn and the immediate area around it, it makes a lot of sense for Dane to have that. If it's outside of that, Dane does not have it.
Yeah, just the area you guys have been adventuring, and it sounds like this area is south of
Yeah, that
Ramshorn,
definitely
like
Dane
a
would
little
have one
ways.
for sure. It's probably like his parents' old map or something like that. His dad kind of gave him all of his adventuring shit, so maybe it's like his dad's old map. So it's like Dane is updating it over time
Yeah.
or whatever. But
Cool. Right then.
Yeah. that makes sense.
You think you could kind of point it out for me, or give me a general idea if I had a map? I'm not very good with directions, you see.
I guess all that brain really didn't do you that much good then, did it? Alright, go ahead. Give me the map.
Right. 1 second, and he's gonna kind of scoot out of his seat. He's gonna walk over to Dane and kind of put his hand on his shoulder. Dane.
Ah.
Yes.
What?
Hi, friend. Yeah. Could I borrow your map?
Yeah. Like fish open his bag and just procure the thing. It's like a little kind of wrinkled at this point. I don't think he like keeps it in a scroll case or anything. It's just kind of a
Keeps it
like a
folded up
newspaper.
in his pocket.
Yeah. Like his little bag. Yeah.
Alright, so he's gonna take that. Gonna go back over to
don't
the
lose it, though.
mercenary. I'm not gonna lose it.
Cool,
Gonna go back over to the mercenary group, take his seat back down. He's gonna unfurl the map, put it in front of him. Right then. There you are.
Alright, you see this spot, the smoky woods, right where it starts to get close to the highlands, the hilllands. That's where it is. Right there. And he kind of marks it out for you. You have the location now on your map. It's be fairly easy to navigate to. It does go through wilderness, so it would require like a survival check. But now that you know generally where you're going from the landmark of the town, it'll be much easier.
Right then. So, you know, I'm gonna teach you a little trick then, as thank you for your service.
Oh yeah?
Yeah,
Teach me some magics.
absolutely. Now you see,
Alright.
this one is a very powerful spell, but I get the idea that you probably could handle it. So this is what I want you to focus on. I want you to hold your finger out like this.
Alright, finger up.
Just hold it there.
Hang on, is it my left finger or my right finger?
You're right.
My right finger.
Right. And now, are you listening?
That's right. Sure shooting. Finger up, listening.
Just keep it there.
You know, usually I see more like swirling and moving around with the fingers when the people are doing the magics.
Yeah. Notice how nothing's happening.
Right.
Right. Like I said, you couldn't handle my magic. And then he just proceeds to stand up. He's like, all that brawn didn't really get you anywhere though, did it? And then kind of just walks away.
He's not a very good teacher, is he, lads? And then they kind of give like a giggle and they kind of do the drink as they kind of turn around. Back to themselves, a little miffed as you kind of walk away.
And then is Zion with Dane and Ollie now? Like they're all at the same table.
Yeah, you guys kind of reconvene back at your corner booth. The atmosphere is still quite lively in here. The elder is currently a little woozy up at the point where he's kind of like passed out a little bit in his seat. But the rest are drinking strong. But Zion has just got here, and it looks like he's still chit-chatting away, maybe with Ollie and the others.
Alright, so gonna come in, take a seat, and what are you guys doing?
I think Ollie was watching your conversation because he wasn't sure. I mean, he's pretty drunk right now, but he wasn't sure if if it would be wise to go and like interrogate these guys. But seeing you talk to him, I think he's got enough trust in you that he like just went back to drinking. So he's just been going hard with Dane and the others.
Yeah, Zion would be playing a little bit of catch up, so he would have slammed one and then probably be like halfway done with the second one.
And Dane, I'm assuming, is still sloshed.
Yeah, he's like
Mhm.
he's intending to ride it out like for the evening. Like he's drinking with the rest of the Cadenites. This is religious for him.
Mhm.
Alright, so Dramus is gonna kind of sit down. He's gonna do his little messenger bag tug to adjust his collar and everything. And I know you all are having your fun, but I got us the lead on Thaddeus's missing family. But by no means, enjoy your fun. I don't know how you guys drink that poison, but
You get used to it.
oh, I meant literal poison. I can't drink alcohol. It's the whole noble blood thing. At least that's what they told me. They said that we can't drink alcohol because it
Sure you
poisons
can.
our
You just
bloodline.
That
Open
makes
your
sense.
mouth, bring it to your face, and kick it back.
Yeah, have you
And we drink
tried?
anything else.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to try it based off what I've been told.
Well, then just say that. Don't throw around all this can't business.
Yeah,
The
that's
word
what
you're looking for is won't.
if that's what it takes to be a noble, you can just count me out.
Sounds boring.
Oh, I think you would make a lovely noble, Ollie. I think you would fit right in.
Oh, you think? That's very sweet of you.
Oh, absolutely.
You're my
And
favorite
Zion,
noble,
too.
by the way.
Oh, thank you.
You're the only
Please
one.
don't.
I
Oh,
know.
sweet. Shh.
Yeah, right. There you go. I'd prefer not to speak of that.
Whatever. They wouldn't believe you anyways.
No, they just don't believe you.
So what if I told them?
They probably wouldn't believe it.
You're like corroborate. That might be worth it just for me to announce to the whole town what you are, so then you can, if any of us slip or something, they just think, oh, that's just Dane's bullshit.
It's not the
Is it
worst
a
plan.
secret that Dramus is a noble? I thought.
Yeah.
So the group just for context, the group knows, but he doesn't openly talk about it. Like he's not walking around like saying who he is or where he's from or whatever.
I
Since
could've
we're
sworn when
homies.
we were younger that Dramus was like, I'm a noble, and like, I thought it was just common knowledge at this point. My mistake.
Not so much running around saying I'm a noble. More like I was stripped away from my home with no other choice being allowed to me. But, yours is fun too, I guess.
Damn. That's really harsh. I wish my stash wasn't stolen.
What was in it?
Fun stuff.
I got plenty of fun stuff.
This is the kind of fun stuff you can only really get at the herbologist
Like
garden.
yo-yos? I got a ton. I can do all kind of tricks with them.
Well, apparently you don't only get it at the herbologist because they got it out of your room.
Yeah, my room's probably the second best place.
So who else got into your room?
You know, that's a good point. I'm not really sure.
You have any friends other than us?
Oh yeah, I mean I've got Trim, but he wouldn't have taken it. He's the one that gives it to me. And then I've got
Does he give it to you or does he sell it to you?
well, he sells it to me, but sometimes he hangs out a little bit.
Well, so now that you're out, are you going to go buy more?
Yeah, probably.
From who?
Probably Trim.
Sounds like a motive to me.
No, not Trim.
I'm just saying, I don't know him. He ain't a shepherd, so I don't trust him. Or maybe he was one of your military buddies, one of your Marine people done jumped out the sky things into your room and like absconded with it.
You know, I didn't check the ceiling.
Mm-hmm. Look for a marine-shaped hole.
I might just do
Yeah,
that.
that's one of the things you learn adventuring as much as I have is to always look up.
Ollie looks up right now.
Don't worry, I already checked it.
I see on the upper floor, just kind of looming over, ever so somberly, a familiar visage.
Oh.
That a Figalo. You see the disheveled appearance, long unkempt hair falling into his eyes, well worn out clothes that have seen better days, and a scruffy beard that covers his jawline. You see that familiar glazed look over his eyes as he's just staring off into the distance towards the bar up on the upper floors.
Ollie just reaches out, but he's probably too drunk to get up and move out of this crowd. So she's like, Fee, it's gone. My stash.
He's just kind of staring off. Eventually, he pushes off of the railing, turns away, and kind of disappears on that tier.
I don't know who got the news to him. But he's probably pretty broken up. I have to get more.
Don't worry. We'll find you some more. Certainly that takes precedence over the kidnapped family.
Oh no. Let's worry about Thaddeus' thing first. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I'm sorry about your stash, but I actually do have a little bit, and I'm fine with sharing. It's been a while since I've had anyone to partake with. And I'll pull it out, and it'll be like the most like skunk weed you've ever seen in your entire life. And it's like disgust. It's super dry, just 'cause there's like still roots and stems in it. It's like I was my guy said it's quite good. And I wouldn't mind sharing.
20 a G. Hook me up.
It's beautiful.
Oh, Zion.
It's like you scraped it from between the cobblestones.
No, this is what it's
Maybe that's
supposed
where
to
the good
look
stuff
like.
grows. I don't know.
She's meager, but she'll do.
Yeah, help yourself.
No,
You can.
we're gonna partake together when we're done here.
Great. I'd love that, honestly.
After a successful mission, it's the best way to wind down.
It was pretty successful.
Yeah,
You know,
to many more.
I got to fix up my dad's armor. It's one thing off the list.
We got 5 prisoners. We're gonna rebuild the jail.
Yeah,
Oh.
and then we can fill it.
I didn't know you guys took any prisoners. Whereabouts did you put them?
Oh, they're with the elder.
Isn't the elder like right here and drunk?
Well, they're with the elders, the council, and people. They went off. I don't know. We left the cart with the prisoners and stuff at the Hearthstone. They
think-
deal with it.
I think what Dane's trying to say is we took them and allowed them to work off their
Yep.
their evil doing.
So
They're at
since
the
So-
we
watchtower
have a
currently,
jail.
but they've been sentenced to thraldom, and the sentence of their thraldom is until they can build a jail.
Because we don't have a jail to put them in. So might as well make
Huh.
them build it. And like that
Oh.
sucks, but should take as long as just waiting and out their days in the prison. So if they spend all their time working, they get to get out quicker.
Yeah, it's mostly put together. I mean, they don't have to do too much work.
It's pretty big.
Yeah, it's gonna be a
Less
little
like
while.
wide and more like tall. Like it ain't like the number of stones, but it's like where they gotta get the stones.
That's
know?
true.
I'd move 30 stones to the first floor before I move 1 stone to the 30th floor. Not that there's 30 floors, but that's a metaphor.
What if we built
That's,
a 30 floor jail?
Like 1 room per floor?
Yeah.
That seems kind of fancy. Like every prisoner gets their own floor. Like which prisoner gets the top one? What's it called? Pimp?
Yeah, the
Pimp-
worst
pimp
prisoner.
cell.
You know, the one that's done the most deplorable crimes.
Yeah, the one he's got to climb a lot of steps.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they're coming out of the cell. Sounds like he gets the best view.
That's a good point.
No windows.
Mm.
Dark top cell.
Yeah, he's still on top. If there's anything I know, it's how men's egos work. I wouldn't want to be on the bottom. Man, I sure as hell wouldn't want to be in the middle.
Yeah, I could climb those stairs really easily, so I'd probably want to be at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, our favorite goes to the top.
Thaddeus.
Absolutely.
Maybe we give him a window. He can
What?
kind of look for his family.
Oh. Or they can scry and see through his window.
Mm-hmm.
Small window though. You don't want him jumping out.
Yeah, he did seem pretty jump prone.
But not if we get his family.
He still
You
seemed
know-
pretty jump prone.
That
I
might
missed
be the
this.
final straw.
Like, what if his family saw him in prison? That might
Mm.
just do it for him.
Oddly enough, I've missed this as well. And at the same time, it's odd that feels like a lot of time has passed, but still none at the same time. I don't know. Time's a weird thing.
A lot of times passed for me.
It's
I
been
was
like a
young and
click.
stupid. Now I'm old and stupid.
You're not stupid. Don't say that about yourself.
I'm not old either. It was a joke.
Oh,
They not do that in noble families? Call each other stupid?
in more complex terms, but they do.
How complex is calling someone stupid? It sort of defeats the whole purpose.
I don't know. You would have to ask them.
That's stupid.
Very few of them
I
call
would say-
themselves stupid. It's usually other people that are stupid.
Yeah, and it's probably less direct as just being like you're stupid. Probably more like you wouldn't know a book if it fell down from the bookshelf and knocked you upon the head or something like that.
Jean Georget told me that self-deprecation is one of the best forms of comedy.
Is that so?
Mm-hmm.
Have you tried it at the
Right.
open mic night?
Yeah, but most time they just laugh at me before I even get up there. I'm just that funny, I guess.
He's a great opener.
Anyways, so what are we doing? I don't have my armor. I mean, I guess I don't need it. How dangerous could it be? But also, I'm a little drunk.
Yeah, we'd
There's like a
probably
little-
have to sleep it off a little bit. I don't think jumping straight into it's of the utmost importance.
I mean, Caden became a god from being drunk, so maybe it's better. Maybe now's the time to strike. While the anvil's hot, and my cup's half it full.
Hey, I'm down if you guys are.
When your cup is empty.
Oh, okay, Knight's cup's never empty. Just waiting.
Right then. How
Yeah,
we
up to you.
so
I don't know.
you guys feel fine? Do you guys want to go now?
Yeah, there's not a lot of things that like
Selling for a rest or
an
going
hour
for
and some booze won't fix for me. I'm about in tip-top fighting shape.
We probably do want to get this done sooner rather than later, just in case they call for another meeting and he's not there to do it.
What are we going to do?
We're going to their camp, right? Right? Right?
Is
Yeah,
that
we
like
think
I mean, it's getting
his
kind of late.
family's at
Will
the
it like
camp?
Are we gonna like sneak in, or are we gonna be like, hey, we're here, but like, spook them because it's like nighttime? Also, I
Well.
can't see, so I guess we're gonna be torching it up.
I think we should do what we always do. Wing it.
I can do that too.
Nonetheless, this is just a good starting point. We know that if we find this recruitment camp, as they called it, then Thaddeus's family will be nearby. And that's what I'd like to focus on. No need for innocent civilians to be caught up in someone else's dirty work. It's unfair for them, and we have to help them.
Just so we can like narrow it down, should we ask Thaddeus like if he saw the sun or the moon or anything? Get a better direction of where they might be in relation to the camp? I mean, if we see banners, it's probably gonna work out. It's in sight.
Magnificent. Your ability to have improved wisdom while under the influence is always been impressive to me.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah, you do say
Of
some cool
course.
sagely stuff. Didn't you say you learned that in the military?
Yeah, I did.
Crazy what they teach you. Maybe I should join the military sometime. I could use all this schooling.
You
Maybe
might
he
actually
could give
like the
you-
structure.
Maybe he could give you a referral.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they give an advance on referrals?
A what?
Like, will they give me? What will they give me for it?
Like a referral bonus.
Yeah.
A thank you?
Oh. Okay.
I can't remember. Is it open knowledge that Ollie, like, basically flunked out of the military, or
Not really.
Dane
No.
doesn't know.
Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
It just wasn't his vibe.
So, if you guys wanted to get rooms here, if that's your plan, there are a number of quality level rooms depending on the tier that you're looking for. Note that the lifestyle you choose to live, aka the types of rooms you typically stay in, the types of housing you typically try to stay in, the type of lifestyle to maintain, does affect your standing with certain individuals. But anyways, there are a few options here. You can go for the poor room, which is 2 silver pieces, and that's kind of in the lower bunks, like the underground, and these are just kind of like made of like almost what looks like a brig from the airship. You can do the modest room, which is a gold piece per night. The comfortable room for 2 gold pieces per night. The wealthy room for 4 gold pieces a night, or the aristocratic room, which is 10 gold. There's actually a number of aristocratic rooms, but it's 10 gold minimum, and then there are more expensive ones that go up from there. But that's all in the aristocratic tier. So that's what lodging is like here, if you were looking to take a long rest before pressing on with your adventure.
Did we all get gold? I know I got the ruby, but like, besides for that,
He just gave you the ruby as like your cut. Yeah,
Yeah.
we got paid, and the ruby's worth a lot. Just so we don't have to re-divvy up the gold again, because that was a headache already.
Yeah, just
Hmm.
checking real quick. Is anyone else hearing like a little like staticky bit from Zion over there, Kuya, right
A
now?
little bit.
Can you just? I think we
Oh,
fixed this last
yeah.
time by just replugging your mic. I think that's all we had to do. I think this happened before, and like unplugging it and replugging it in might have fixed it.
yeah, I'll mess with it a little bit. Be right back.
Yeah, it's very slight.
Well, I'll be right here, but I'll change it.
Totally. No worries.
So, are we going tonight, or are you guys gonna stay in the inn? Because I got a place I can go, just like right across the street.
I think Ollie is kind of like looking up at Adramus and Zion specifically because they're probably like the planners of the group. So he's kind of like looking to you guys to figure out what you guys are comfortable with, but he's ready to go.
Zion has like a momentary silent spell over his head, as he's just trying to like. But yeah, Dramus, what are your thoughts?
Just like Dramus, you talk to him. What's the vibe?
I mean, I wouldn't mind if you want
All
to do
good
that.
now, I think.
Don't need to splurge too much. It's just a place to rest our heads for a little bit.
I think, I mean, if we're all good with it, I say we head out now. The sooner the better, right? And I mean, you all seem like you're Dane. You said you can walk it off. You'll be fine.
I'm fine now. I'm
Yeah.
good. I mean, and apart from not having my armor, but what's worse that
Heading
can
out
happen,
now
right?
is definitely an option. Just note that around like I'll say like for now, because we kind of jumped in the middle of the day, probably around 2 or so in the morning, 3 in the morning. That's when you're gonna start kind of having to make like exhaustion checks for traveling.
Yeah.
Past that.
I think Ollie's gonna be like, I can go grab my bag and we can go head out right now. Be good to go. And if we got to camp out, nice to camp out with the boys. Camp out the shepherds.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I
right
was
under the
thinking.
stars.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
I
guys
could
get
just-
a ways away.
I go through the night. I'm good at that kind of thing. I'm a human.
As we always say, we'll wing it. Let's just head out now, and we'll figure it out along the way.
Very cool. All right. So, in that case, just for the sake of brevity here, is there anything anyone wants to do in town? Some of the shops are still open. They usually close around 11 or 12 o'clock for the night. So, you could, if you want to do any shopping, buy any last minute things. The bazaar is usually always open, one way or another. So, anywhere you guys
yeah.
want to go to do some shopping before you go?
Is there like a tanners or like leather workers in town that
That's
Dane
gonna
would
be
be able to look for?
bazaar, like
leather.
level of goods. Yeah, you'll get like those
Yeah.
kind of things in the bazaar.
Then Dane will want to go to the bazaar and see if I can procure like some hide armor, some cheap
yeah.
and functional.
Yeah, if it's just like mundane gear, then yeah, you easily can find that there and get that for the listed cost within Warriors Codex.
Right. So then, we all take care of our business, and we reconvene at the village entrance. Yes.
Do you want to huddle over it?
Cool. I was gonna head to the bazaar as well and see if I can find someone to buy this ruby off of me.
So, you mentioned the huddle. I've already been visualizing this whole thing, and then when we agreed, like, we're gonna head out now, I pictured Dane just doing the
Hand.
by himself.
We can do it from a distance too. That's the superpower. It can be long range. Right.
A lot of our thing is that we can do things without having to come close to each other, namely tossing things around. But we can toss a group break.
We all have to agree. Everyone has to put their hand out when they're announcing that they're done with a plan, and then we have to break.
I
Zion,
envision
if you
the-
want to,
the
I'm going to the
clap.
bazaar anyways. I'm just gonna grab like some leather armor or something, just some cheap, safe and sorry. But I'm gonna be there anyways. I can go sell it for you.
Yeah.
Or something else you want to do,
Uh,
or you can come with me if you
I'll
ain't
come
got
with
nothing
you,
else to
yeah.
do. But
Yeah.
if you want
Cool.
to
I'll
do
go.
something else,
I got cash.
Oh yeah,
I quite
3,
like
cool.
haggling, so
oh, great.
like to
Yeah,
go.
you're probably better than that than me.
Sounds like most people are heading to the bazaar. Are you going with them, Dramus, or are you going somewhere else?
Oh, I guess I'll go with them.
Cool.
Who are you
Nice
talking to?
team outing.
As you start to head out to the bazaar, it's literally not far. It's like connected to the front. You could literally walk out of the tavern, and then like just a few feet of the way, you start to walk in the bazaar. It's like kind of part of the front of the tavern, just a little ways away, about a little like less than half a mile jaunt. You get into here, and here you see fairly quickly you would all know her. You see Emin Berkeley. She's a half orc. She's the trade master, and she stands tall at over 6 feet with broad shoulders and muscular arms. Her skin a deep olive green hue. Her hair is a wild curly black that frames her sharp features. She's piercing yellow eyes that watch over the bustling marketplace with a shrewdness that betrays her keen business acumen. You've known her for years. She's always done good business. She kind of is the kind of controller of this bazaar, and she's kind of the person to talk to when it comes to, well, a lot of things. She's known for her fine garments, which she's wearing. They're made of very rich fabrics. Her clothes look like they could be made of mana silk, even though you don't know her to be a caster. She does, in fact, wear this as kind of as a luxury. But yeah, you see her there.
What
You
was
know,
it?
she's the
Emin?
person. Her name's Emin. Here, I'll spell that out for you. Emin Berkeley. That's her last name. Or Berkeley, if you want to say it weird.
Emin, nice to see you again. I was hoping you could point me into the direction of someone who'd like to buy some rare gemstones.
Give 'em here. I got an eye for all that kind of thing. I'll give you the fair exchange rate for them. She pulls out a ledger, starts to kind of go through numbers. Just put them on the scale here, and we'll get you all sorted out.
Oh, yes. I'd place it on scale and be like, this one's of quite fantastic clarity and color. So just be mindful of that.
And what's the listed cost of that there gemstone?
I got it from Mook. Is
75.
75. Cool. 75. He looks at it, or she looks at it, and she's like, "All right, 75 gold. You want it in coin? Platinum's extra. There's a charge for it, shortage and all. But gold, no problem."
Gold and some silver, but if you would please take a look at it, and I see it being a little more valuable than your common ruby.
Make a persuasion check.
We did get it from the elder. I don't think he'd give out cheap stuff.
She looks at it and takes a closer look. Well made, I suppose. I can tack on another 5 gold to the price. 80 gold total.
Love it. Thank you so much, Emin.
She nods.
Wow. How'd you see something like that? Do you deal with jewels a lot? Talking to Zion.
No, not very often, but just talk up the goods you have, and maybe you get a little extra here and there.
I don't know. If you put a 75 gold ruby and an 80 gold ruby in front of me, I couldn't tell you the difference. I wouldn't have been able to know that thing's worth more.
Neither could I.
Secret is
Wink.
it's not about that. The difference is Zion's charm is what it is.
I got charm.
Yeah, that
5 gold charm.
It's free.
You sure
It's
do.
worthless, in fact.
I don't charge for it. There's a difference between free and worthless. I call it priceless.
Because it has no price or worth, some would say. But the two...
Its value is not something that can be described with coin. It's measured in character.
Well put.
Mm-hmm.
Four kind of looks at you. Any other business with the bazaar, or, hell, what do I care? Late night, not much going on. You guys
Yeah, I'm
want to
looking for
loiter,
armor.
feel free. Armor?
Yeah,
God.
just like some hide armor, nothing fancy, just enough to, I don't know, if like someone were to swing a sword at me or try to stab me, maybe stop it a little bit. We're going with something kind of violent, and I prefer my innards stay in.
Yeah, I can get you that for 10 gold pieces.
Yeah. Throw coins on the table.
Yeah, she arranges it. Takes a little bit of time. She's like, kind of talking to people as she makes these arrangements, getting various connections going. She's kind of very much the manager of this area, where she kind of can get a lot of the merchants moving in various ways.
I'm using it, but I'm probably not going to need it come tomorrow. So I'll do my best not to get stabbed. If it does its job, then it does its job, and that's fine. But if it doesn't, I probably want to come back and sell it to you, just so you know. Maybe you get it back tomorrow. I don't know if there's like a lender's thing. I understand the point of armor is to get beat up.
Yeah,
But if I get lucky,
we usually pay 50%, just so you know, return on armor and weapons. 50% of their listed value is typically what we pay for armor and weapons. You can get more if there may be, rare weapons, of course, if they're magical or, rare materials, but typically that's just
Okay, cool.
how it goes.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna be back to give it back tomorrow, or else it's just kind of wasteful.
Yeah. If you return it, I'll tell you what. You know it around here. If you return it exactly as it is now, and I'm making a note of it. Say it doesn't. You don't get in any tussles or situations, and you just have normal wear and tear. Give you 75% of your coin back.
What?
Just because of your reputation.
Well, thanks. I appreciate it. I'll try not to be. I'll try not to be too hard on it. Like I said, I will avoid being stabbed if I can.
He nods. Any other business to take care of?
Yeah. Hey, I'm kind of flush. You know what I like. Anything around here anything interesting that come up into the bazaar lately? Anything that's worth knowing from an insider?
Nah. Well, it came through the bazaar, but it didn't stay long. I heard we had a very interesting shipment to the arcane archives of some things that might be within your price range, as well as a number of new potions over at the apothecary. Well, ingredients to make some new potions for her. So that's the shopping news in town that I've heard.
Okay, wonderful. Are the arcane archives or the apothecary open at this time, or is it just the bazaar?
Most of those things are going to be open until like 11 or 12 o'clock.
I'm kind of willing to check out some new stock if you guys want to. Otherwise, we could get some stuff here. But I'm also ready to go. I don't need anything.
Why don't you make a note of that?
He's like squirreling into this hide armor.
And
So
we'll
the skins apparently. So
say open at 9 a.m. and they close at 12 a.m. Very brief period of being closed.
You guys are extremely hard workers. Respect it.
Good Rogatian
Not me.
economy or work ethic.
So did she say we would have to go to the apothecary to get potions, or she has them?
Yep.
Yep,
The
meaning we go.
specialty merchants. Yeah, the specialty merchants. The specialty merchants are gonna have the specialty goods. The bazaar is like where you go for general
stuff,
goods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
I could buy hide armor here, but I probably couldn't buy like half plate.
Right. You'd want to go to the forge probably for that
Mhm.
that kind of thing, like fancier metal gear and stuff like that.
Oh, while we're here, I earlier I got some scrap for the armorer. If I find anything as we're doing this mission, anything I should look out for you?
You like for materials? Or
Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
Materials, scraps. A lot of times they have these armors, they have weapons. Anything you're looking for in particular?
Well, I can take anything you bring. Like I said, weapons and armor will offer 50% discount. Any treasure you find, anything of valuable materials, I'll pay, market value for. Gold, trinkets, statues, gemstones, all those kind of things. Please bring them to me. I'll always give you a fair price.
Of course, you're the first one I go to. Who else would I go to?
Smiles. And every trade you do here goes right back into the local economy. And when you do that, well, see the bridge? Let's just say the reason she's so nicely maintained is because of our well-maintained local economy.
As I was coming over with the BART cart, I just thought how wonderful that bridge was. It was so smooth.
Well-maintained, well used. Just wish the tower could be the same, but I hear there's I actually heard you guys have something to do with that. I heard some muscle and bustle about some gonna try to repair it, but that's gonna be something.
Yeah, probably saw us rolling through earlier.
Yeah, with your new prisoners. Another bandit camp under your belt, huh?
One more for the collection. And he taps on his Aetherweave belt.
No.
Puts a fake notch in it.
Well, good job. The more of those bandit scum you rid, again, the more our local economy can flourish.
And hopefully the trade routes are reopened up. Hopefully they're not going to bother you anymore.
Ideally. But, see.
We're actually thinking of using the top floor for our favorite prisoner.
Hey, well, there's something to be said about that. Makes it hard to get away depending on how tall it is. Gonna add on to the tower or go with the current height?
This is a pretty peaceful town. I hope it doesn't get that bad.
Yeah, we might have to get some like skyline regulations, you know, for out here where you can't just kind of keep going up and up, keep the view line. Nice.
Yeah,
That's
just,
probably talk for the elder.
think about how intimidating a 30-foot prison would be when you're walking
Would be.
towards the city.
What about 60 feet?
We're gonna need more prisoners.
Perhaps, well, I don't know how good of an idea it is to bolster that part of our economy, but who knows?
I assure you, most of the money that I make bringing in bandits and such goes directly to the tavern.
Love to hear that.
We know.
The saloon, it brings so much business to the bazaar. In fact, I mean, they're really, that actually, Finn, lovely boy, very kind for renting us this land. At such a fair rate, too.
Yep.
Right, so I suppose the next order of business before we decide to move on. Emin, we appreciate your hospitality as always.
No, that's of course. And, you know, if you want me to get any other things moving on the mercantile thing, hey, if you ever, you know, I know your ventures and all, but if you're ever looking for some investment opportunities, you couldn't look to invest in a caravan. Get enough gold together, hire a caravan to trade your goods for you, take them to distant ports, and they'll make a little more coin for you. But that's a whole nother talk for a whole nother time. Trade can be very lucrative, is what I'm saying, and I'm kind of the facilitator of all that around here, so you know who to talk to.
James, we could put that on your good name. You could become a merchant king. It's pretty cool.
Merchant queen?
Whoa.
What?
What? I don't know. I'm just trying to be inclusive.
Right. Anyway,
Oh, the burning moonlight.
Yeah, she looks.
Merchant.
All right, well,
Yes.
you know, make sure you got all your rations or camping supplies or anything else you need. And just for sake of brevity here, anything you want to check out from the specialty merchants, we won't like go into scenes for them or anything. But if you want to check out specialty merchants, I'll just make them lootable. Don't steal. I have a backup for the stock, so I'll know if you steal.
I wanted to go to
I think
the
it tells you as well.
apothecary for potions and such.
Yeah, go ahead and you should be able to go ahead in there and check the merchant stocks there. If you want anything, there the stuff is. Potions, got a lot of new potions in stock. The Arcane Apothecary, just kind of give you a rundown. Known for, or the Arcane Archives rather, is kind of known for its spell scrolls and a lot of like random magical items they'll kind of come across. Mystic Apothecary, potions and the likes. That's kind of the things you'll find right now at the two places. I'll let you guys consider your shopping options. I'm going to use the restroom real quick, and I think I'm going to refill my flash gear, or my flash.
I'm taking one potion of healing.
Yes, my healing's a little limited, but I may be able to help in a pinch.
Being able to trade in that scrap to fix my armor was like, nice. That helped a lot. Saved me 50 gold, which is now inside a potion of healing. We basically traded
Nice.
scrap for a potion of healing. Sick.
Hell yeah, I'll take that every day. That's my plan. I'm the scrap salesman.
You're pretty good at it so far.
You're the trash man.
I'm the trash man. That's what I wanted to say. Scrap man.
I'm the scrap man.
Oh. I'm willing to give somebody my gold for that wand if they want. That's pretty cool.
That's what I saw too. I was like, oh, that wand slaps.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Arcane Archives.
Yeah, that's good. It's a second level spell. It's 6 casts of a second level spell at level 3. That's wild. Really good.
Oh, it
For
does
that
not
cheap?
regain charges. Okay, gotcha.
No, it doesn't get charges.
But still, 6 uses? Not bad.
That's 6 uses.
That's 6 spells. 6 second level spells. Not bad.
That's 37 gold and 5 silver per cast. Dude, 38 gold
That's a
for a
good
second
deal.
level spell? That's a good deal.
Especially when it's 60 for a second level spell. So
Yeah. Just to
Yeah.
explain the economy on wands and why that is, it's because a
Wands
spell
are
scroll
sick.
is a little more expensive. A second level spell
360.
scroll would cost you about 150 gold. So the reason like wands are so much cheaper is because you can't learn from them. Wizards can't like
True.
study them and like get knowledge from them, and thus they're not replicatable. So it's kind of like how they cheapen magic a little bit by being like, hey, there you get your disposable little wand. You can't replicate it, but it works.
Do we do the same thing with wands where everyone can use a wand? Oh yeah, unlike a scroll, wands don't
Yep.
require a check to use. Never mind. There you go. That means like with
Another
with
advantage.
scrolls, if like you're not a spellcaster or it's not in your list, you have to like make a check to be able to use it. With a wand, you just fucking swish and
You just
flick,
go.
and that thing happens.
I'm gonna step away
Wonderful.
just to also go to the bathroom. But if anyone wants it, they can essentially have my money. I have 117 gold.
But yeah, I love wands. I love the distinction between wands and scrolls. Pathfinder makes this distinction really clear, and it kind of
like
works in a
disposable
similar
wand.
fashion.
I like that.
Yeah,
Those
disposable
would be
wands are really
charged.
cool too.
I like it to make them cheap.
Yeah, exactly. And it keeps the balance issue of like spell scrolls need to be kind of more expensive for wizards because you don't want them to be able to stockpile a bajillion spells for no
Mhm.
gold. But this way you can actually give consumables. Yeah, I like disposals. That Pathfinder 1 does it, I think, explicitly the same way. But anyways, you guys wanna anyone buy anything else?
Yeah, I bought a healing potion. Oh, it's in chat.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It is in chat. That's super cool. So yeah, you guys can just grab things from that, and it'll put it in the chat, and it'll tell me how much the gold cost you should have subtracted. I will kind of honor system you guys a little bit there, and just hope that you subtracted the gold. But I believe you guys will.
Also, Oog, can you make an Oog PC so I can do trade and send to Oog?
Yeah.
Because right now I'm still holding the breastplate that I don't have, and it is encumbering me because they are not lightweight.
Yeah, I sure can. Oog storage player character. Configure permissions. Can I just assume control of that bad boy? Oog storage. There we go. You should be able to send things to me now.
There we go.
Yep.
Just to get that out of my... There we go. Now my weight's good.
I mean, I'll take the wand if we want to like pool in money for it.
Sure.
I feel like because it's a fire spell and it's a different spell casting focus, I feel like it would be interesting roleplay wise because his fire's purple, so that makes it recognizable, and using the wand makes it not purple. Something like that.
Yeah, I'm down. I got money. Ollie's got some
Alright.
money. I'm down.
Even
I'll
split
buy
75 gold each.
I don't have 75 because I bought the healing potion.
Okay, gotcha.
I don't have very much, but
Yeah, I can put in 100, so I'll be down to 17.
I have 80 gold, so I could put like 70, 75.
Oh,
I
we
have-
divide it by 4 to see what that would be. 56.25.
I'm good with that if you guys are.
Yeah, 56 gold, and what is that? Two and a half silver. I can do that. Yeah, 56 gold, 2
silver,
silver,
5
5
copper.
copper. I got that. No problem.
Cha-ching. You make your purchases, you get all of your items, and we'll say kind of at that time, you guys want to meet up at the Enchanted Arbor Bridge. It's a good like edge of town meetup spot because it's like, right past the watchtowers when you get out to the outskirts of danger zone.
For me.
Cool.
Very
And
cool.
Dane, I think both Dane and Ollie can do some like movement shenanigans with enemies, so we can try to line things up for the wand. That's cool.
That's
Oh,
actually
yeah.
a really cool idea. It's a really cool idea there, Moog.
'Cause
to,
you only
like,
get
send me a
6 of 'em.
trade for gold. Sorry, not to cut you off, but like send me the trade for gold if you want to do it, because then I can accurately keep up with like, hey, you confirm someone sent me gold. No, like I said, I trust you guys to just attract it normally, but you can also just send it to me, and then we can see how much gold we've spent over the campaign.
It also
because
maths
theoretically
for
all
you.
the gold's going to be added in there. That's true. It does. It does math for us.
Oh yeah, okay. Can we? Yeah, I want to do that retroactively. let me give you money. Hold
Yeah,
on.
you can do that in the. I
Yeah,
kind of like the idea of like
Ollie
the,
sent the
the gold
57, so you
loot
guys can
pile
just do
getting bigger.
56.
That'll be a fun statistic to track, actually, for me. I think for DMing stuff, just to
Uh,
see like how much gold did I give out over this campaign.
There you go. That's what I would have given you. So add that number to your amount.
Heck yeah.
106.25. 106 gold, 2 silver, 5 copper. That's all Dane has spent.
Heck
thus
yeah.
far. Yeah, that's cool. Let's always do the trade to Oog for money. It
'Cause it's gonna be
will
cool
take
to,
a little
like-
bit longer, but it's cool.
It is cool because like I think like imagine just getting to the end of the campaign, like maybe however long it goes, and just being like, hey, let's see how much gold we spent.
And we get
over the
extra
entire thing.
stars based on bonus stars based on how much gold we
Yeah.
spent.
Like Mario Party. Exactly.
Which Matt still has to download?
Yeah, true, Matt. Gotta get that Mario Party.
Oh,
bonus.
true.
But anyways, at the edge of the bridge, you all meet up. The beautiful waters below, flowing ever so softly. You reconvene. All of your shopping has been shopped. You guys are ready to head out in the night. It's about 10 p.m. You guys got a few hours of travel. You can get on the road if you would like.
All set to go.
Cool.
Let's get it.
Let's head out.
And in that case, we're just going to jump over here.
This
So,
map is so good. I love this new like crazy high resolution map with a billion named places on it.
yeah,
Love
the name places help. I found that super useful just to
Makes
name
it feel
things.
so much
ahead of
more
time.
like a civilization compared to like where's Emberwell? Like what's that area,
Alarica.
that region called? Yeah, Alarica. Like
Yeah,
Alarica has a
yeah.
bunch of stuff, but
You don't know what it
like
is.
scale wise, Alarica is bigger than Regatia, right?
It's only when you
Like,
zoom in that you really get detail, and it feels like this one. You see kind of all the
Yeah.
small cities and shit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But,
This is like this is one
geographically,
of my
Alarica is
better
bigger,
maps.
right?
I think so.
Or,
Oh,
like,
but the
quite a
reason
bit.
this map feels bigger, I think it is. But the reason that this map feels better is because I just did better with the scale on this map.
Yeah. The scaling is
Just
great.
scaling thing better, yeah. Because the
'Cause,
player
like,
goes less
I
well
think-
scaled.
I think to scale, like if you actually apply the mile ruler or whatever on the Alarica map, the rivers are like fucking small seas. They're like
Yeah.
wide as fuck.
That is yeah. That
I like it. This is a very, very well done map.
appreciate that. Love it. So as we start to head south as the party sets out southwards from the town, they leave the familiar sights and sounds of civilization behind and begin to enter in to a dense forest about 15 miles south. It takes a few hours to get here. The canopy overhead blocks out much of the sunlight, and the only sounds are the rustling of leaves and the occasional chirp of a bird, a night bird at that, a bat even, as we call them in Regatia. The trail ahead winds its way through the trees, and the party can feel the cool, damp earth beneath their feet. As you continue along the path, the trees begin to thin out. The party emerges into a small clearing in the distance. Or a small clearing. In the distance, they can see a ruined tower. Its stone walls crumbling and covered in vines. The tower stands at the base of a hill surrounded by tall grass and wildflowers. The air is filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers, and the sounds of bat song fills the air. The serene nature of the scene provides a stark contrast to what's about around the next bend. The first thing you notice is the overwhelming stench of blood and death that hangs heavily in the air. You move closer to see the corpses of 2 guards lying in the mud, their armor and weapons scattered around them.
I didn't expect this. Maybe coming here at night was a bad idea.
Is this tower always been here?
Yeah, it's within the smoky wood. It's like you could probably see it off the distance. I'm gonna make a marker. Hang on. Do I have a marker on this map? Ah, fuck it. Let me go grab one real quick. Do I have one on this map? Where do I have one? Have I not made a marker, like a custom marker anywhere? I guess I haven't. Whatever. I'll just do this. I'll make one now.
Tiles?
Manually.
Okay.
I just haven't made one of these. Usually, like on other maps, I kind of already have one out. I'll just do that. There we go.
Ramus, is this where that fish fella pointed you towards? Or is
Probably a
Oh.
this just on
little,
the path?
probably a little far actually. Boop.
That's
That's
that's a
probably
good
closer.
question.
Yep.
I don't think so. I can't imagine this
is an
tower would.
approximation of where you guys are, by the way.
Right, I can't imagine that this is their base or their recruitment camp. I don't know about the rest of you though, but I'm not particularly fond of the smell of blood. So, and these guards, Ramshorn guards.
You're muted.
Yeah, you recognize them as members of the guard tower. In fact, those of you that have grown up in Ramshorn, these are like kids you grew up with that never left the village, became guards. Kids you would have went to school with that are all grown up now.
I'm gonna go. Do Ramshorn guards have like a dog tags equivalent?
They do have like a kind of like a
Some kind
little
of, like-
an equivalent, like an
Yeah.
insignia, like a signifier. It's actually a little like patch that can be read by a Magitech like scanner. They can kind of read their information. It's just a little patch on their uniform.
And yeah, Dane's gonna go and collect the patches off of the bodies. He's not squeamish.
Patches
he
are
does have a
missing,
reverence.
almost as if they've been collected trophies.
Ew.
Oh, that's low.
And you get a view of this bodies getting as you go closer. The 2 corpses lying in the mud, their armors, weapons scattered around them, but you see the wounds of their bodies are deep and jagged, clearly inflicted by some kind of heavy weaponry.
What kind of like armor are these guys wearing?
These guys are wearing like probably like half plate, but it's been shattered and destroyed.
Just to
at this
see
point.
like the type of armor that whatever this weapon was chewed through.
Yeah, blood and viscera splattered all around, evidence of the brutal struggle that took place.
Is it pretty clearly a weapon, or can Ollie do some sort of check to see if it's lion related, if there's claws, teeth?
Medicine check? Yeah, medicine check. That makes sense. Examining it, this could very easily have been from that lion. Like the size and the power, it could be. You can't confirm with that check, but definitely within the wheelhouse.
Yeah, he'll voice that concern. He'll be like, was it the lion?
No, it wouldn't have done this so quickly. And that lion, really? I mean, we could have just killed it. The idea that it took out all of these guards with this kind of armor? No way.
There's
At
only
least
2
not
guards,
the one
by the
we
way.
fought. Still,
Only 2 dead guards. But yeah, exactly.
these 2 guards, I mean, these are trained professionals, right? They got this fancy armor. This ain't cheap stuff. This is the real deal. And if they got through it like this and it's this messy, it couldn't have been the one that we fought, at least. Maybe there's like a bigger one, Mama Lion or something.
I was kind of, I mean, it was more hopeful than anything, but you're probably right.
Oh,
I
this looks.
wonder if we
If I
could.
had to guess, this is someone with a big arm, an ogre, so a giant of some kind. Maybe I don't know, but
I
I don't
wonder
think
if we
like a
could tell
regular weapon.
how long they've been dead for. Is that anybody good at
Oh yeah,
telling that?
if this is like an easy check, is the blood wet or dry? If I just put my hand in it, does it drip off or no?
Make an intelligence check to see if your character would know that, though. Because you know that as Matt, but like, would Dane know, like, to check
Just
for
an
that?
average adventure. Is the blood wet or dry? I mean, I'll
It's a
make a
pretty
check if
smart-
you want. Can I
pretty
argue
smart
like a
thing to think of,
wisdom
I think
check?
so.
This doesn't seem like a
I'll
book
allow
thing.
wisdom.
Yeah.
I'll allow wisdom. Yeah. Like it definitely would
Or
be
like,
kind of
if
be
it's
within
like a
the vein.
survival check, that'd be a 19.
But you do
If
touch
not-
the blood.
Mhm.
You know what? I agree with you. I shouldn't have made you check there. I'm sorry. But you know,
Okay.
generally I would, but like I wouldn't say that. But like thinking back to it now, you could just touch the blood.
I don't know.
That's
Maybe
silly to
this
me.
is like he thinks it's just the blood, and then maybe I noticed
But yeah,
something about it. I don't know.
you do touch the blood, and you do see that it is dry. I don't know why I made that a check. That was weird. But
With
anyways,
that
moving
check,
on.
would I be able to get an estimate of how long it would take?
To like dry this to this level.
Yeah, to like based on the bodies don't seem like these are
I would say this would be a
recognizable.
perception
Whatever.
check in that case, like to discern the time period. But like
Can I
you
just
already
use that
made it.
check?
Yeah. So what's your
So
proficiency
19.
modifier? 19. Nice. Looking at it and like kind of feeling it between your
Or sorry, 18.
thumbs, you're just kind of looking at it. You'd wager, just feeling it, it's very dry. It is kind of like crumbling between your fingers. Like it's more dirt than it is blood. That's how much you can like feel from that. So it's probably been here a while.
This is old. Which is actually
The
kind of
stench is you actually notice is more from the rotting, the decomposition.
Mhm. That means these guys were out here and they were killed a while back, and clearly they didn't come back to Ramshorn. So someone knows that these guys are gone.
Yeah.
Maybe they sent someone more fit for the task than us. I didn't hear anything about this, but I'm not one of them. So maybe keep your eyes out for other Ramshorn guards out here that might be out looking for whoever did this. I don't want to have a mix-up and get a bunch of guards thinking we killed people.
Let's leave them just a little more presentable than how we found them. And like Zion would just like pick up their weapons and kind of like place it in their hands and just fold them up nice and pretty.
Now you do, and you kind of give them the kind of customary funerary position.
Yeah.
This might give away where we are, but do we want to burn them? I can. I got
I
torches.
think for the sake of their loved ones, they probably don't want to see them in this condition.
Guys,
This is they get eaten.
I hate to be a bummer, but let's do this on our way back. If we don't solve this tonight, and they see that these bodies have been burned, they're gonna know we know where their camp is. They're gonna know we're coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's smart.
We're gonna do it.
Astute observation.
Let's not do it right
Right.
now.
Right, I agree.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go.
And Ollie's gonna look like sadly at the bodies as he like gets ready to pass by.
Yeah, as you begin to head forth, you begin to press on. And as the group presses on, you get a little closer to the tower. You all begin to hear something, but not on the outside. Inside of your head, just as the large ruined tower comes more clearly into view, you all kind of hear something tune in. Are you tired of working for coppers? Of taking orders from clueless lords and inept generals? Then come join the Blackfish Company and take control of your own destiny. We offer the chance for wealth beyond your wildest dreams, the thrill of battle, and the power to forge your own path in this world. No more servitude to those who do not appreciate your skills and your strength. Join the Blackfish and swim in a pond much deeper than what you could ever fathom. come to our encampment. If you can hear us, you can see it. Come to that ruined tower and speak with our recruiters today.
How did we hear this?
In your head.
Oh.
That
Is this like a
was-
thing we would have experienced in the past as like Regatians? Is this like a common advertisement method, or would have this fuck me up?
This make a. It isn't super common, but you would be aware of it. That's what I'll say.
Okay.
This is a device that isn't super duper duper common or well developed, but it is called a Magitech Mind Speaker. It is more or less a radio that can broadcast to people's minds in a radius.
That's rather invasive.
I hate that. It's also not
Yeah.
very subtle.
Did
Mhm.
not enjoy that. Ruined Tower, they said though.
I didn't like the ad, but I can get behind that.
Yeah, I mean, also, isn't this place like secret or something? I guess that
No,
confirms where we're going.
You would make a no, you would know. You've probably heard loosely of like mercenary organizations. Like there's nothing illegal about a mercenary group camping in a ruin because of the nature of adventures, the nature of monsters taking over ruins and shit. There's nothing really illegal about like a adventurer can't be like, hey, we're gonna build up our faction here in this ruined thing that no one has claimed. However, if some noble or some lord or some house comes around and is like, hey, you're on my land, they might have a dispute there, which is why most mercenaries that do this kind of thing only do it temporarily. They usually move around. They don't stick around too long because they don't want to incur the wrath of nobles who are going to be like, well, on my land, taxes.
Well, on the bright side, that made our job much easier, considering we know exactly where they're at now.
On the downside,
Yeah.
there's a strong person who tore two guards in half, and we're gonna have to deal with him.
Oog, these Magitech mind speakers that we've heard of, is this like an automated thing, or is this like a guy is actively using that and saying that message? Is this pre-recorded, or does this mean someone is awake actively
Could
doing
be
this right now?
Could be either. But the way this is kind of set up, it feels like it'd probably be like an automated thing that like when you
Okay.
get in a radius, you just hear this.
Okay. Well, since that one's automated, hopefully it means they're not I don't know. What do you guys think's the best approach? Should we keep it this whole sneaky, subtle approach and sneak up on a camp of a mercenary company? That seems dangerous. I think maybe it'll be more pertinent to just come, torch out, announce the presence. I just don't want to spook anyone that we shouldn't,
Yeah,
especially out
I-
here in these woods.
I'm also a little unclear on our goal with going here. We're trying to find someone's family.
Yeah, Thaddeus.
Thaddeus.
and
Right,
we
so
met
Should have met
there
him.
at the recruitment camp.
Yeah,
No.
we didn't really fill you in right. After we cornered Thaddeus and brought his men in and dealt with the lion thing, Thaddeus, on the way, thanked us for saving his life from being eaten by the lion by telling us his whole story, and it checked out with me that he's doing it unwillingly. This group, two-fingered schmucks, have got his family, wife and daughter, captive, and he has to make them money, and if he makes them enough money, then they'll let him get an hour or two of visitation once per month, and if he doesn't earn enough, they tell him to fuck off, and if he betrays them, they kill his family. So, but
Ah.
he said that in the scrying, he saw a banner with this company's logo on a hill outside a window where his family was kept. So, we're just kind of tracking it down for now. See if we
I
can
see.
help him out. Not really a big
well-
reward for it, other than a man's wife and daughter are kidnapped and being used as blackmail to make him highway the road.
I mean, on that note, and the fact that they're actively searching for anybody, we can probably just walk in and say we'd like to join for one reason or another.
I don't want to join.
You don't have
Think-
to join. You can just say you'd like to join, and we roam around the camp, find his family, liberate them, and try and make our way out.
Well, these people are close to Ramshorn, and they're clearly welcome of some sort because they're invited into the tavern. And anyone in Ramshorn that spends any time in the tavern probably knows me. So I don't know if I'm on board with joining a mercenary group and then ditching them, getting a target on my back.
Yes, I think the goal rather should be. I don't think we need to sneak in. I don't think that's necessary. I think, we come in peace, as it were. Obviously,
Maybe
we
we
need to keep.
explain the situation to them.
I don't think that's a good idea. I don't necessarily trust this group, and for all we know, they could be responsible or linked to it for some reason, and I would hate to give away what our goal is, and they relay that to this Two Fingers fellow.
I guess I don't know what to do because I don't want them to know who I am if we're gonna pull this whole double crossing them, joining the organization, sneaking out. I don't want to know who I am or where I'm from. But at the same time, I don't want to sneak up on a perfectly legal group of businessmen and spook people and get in bigger trouble. And at the same time, I also don't want to, give away, show the whole hand if they are bad people. I don't really know how to approach this.
Actually, make a anyone proficient in history check. In history, make a history check.
Who's our smart boy?
Oh, Zion.
Nice.
You.
Oh, double nice.
Oh, Dramus. Kind of racking your brain a little bit. Just to give you some perspective, as you kind of think about this Blackfish mercenary company, you try to think about them a little bit more. Just to equate it to a real-world analogy, they have a very similar reputation to that of Blackwater, if you're familiar with the real-life mercenary group. If you're not, the TLDR of that is they have nefarious practices, but are technically legal and always kind of skirt that line.
Are they well known?
They are fairly well known.
Okay.
They're not as well known as going back to the analogy. They're not as well known as Blackwater, but they are they're fairly well known.
Okay.
I guess where I'm.
But they're not well known enough that they're common knowledge. That they're behind a history check for that reason.
I think where I'm a little confused is the player is Two Fingers known to be part of the Blackfish, or we don't know that.
Yeah, there's a lot of intrigue about this, so you're right to be confused because there's a lot of questions that were set up in that first session. We don't really know what the two-fingered king is. We don't know what the two-fingered hand is. We've had a lot of questions set up in this last session, and kind of a lot of these investigations are centering around
the super
learning
summary
more,
of what we know, because none of us have heard of this before we got our hands on a ledger. Was there's a group called the Two-Figured Hand that takes cuts of profits of the mercenary or the trading company, and there's an enforcer for that group of the Two-Figured Hand called the Two-Fingered King. Or no, there's an enforcer. Enforcer is a guy of that group, and the leader of the whole group is called the Two-Fingered King. And the idea is that he is don't fuck with him was the summarized message. So it's a secret group that uses shell companies and merchant things to launder their money, and they kind of have their fingers in everyone's cookie jar, but no one's heard of them. And all we know is that there's an enforcer who is scary, and we don't know his name, and that the leader is called the Two-Fingered King, who thou shalt not fuck with.
That's pretty much 100% of the knowledge we have so far.
Yeah. Okay. That clears things up. I thought he was part of the Blackfish, so I was a little confused why we...
No,
there's some ties, seemingly, maybe, but we don't know
basically
for sure.
The Two-Fingered group has Thaddeus' family held captive, and when Thaddeus got to use a scrying spell to see them, he saw out the window of where they were holding his family a banner of this Blackfish company. So we have tracked down this Blackfish company of hopes of possibly finding a banner on a hill nearby a place with a window view of it.
Okay.
Yeah,
basically. I'm a lot more clear now. Thank you.
Absolutely. like yeah, like a few minutes go by because you were like away from a lot of those conversations. So like your character was too. So a lot of these things are kind of like explained to you as we kind of jump back in.
It's also a very good show of like Zion's just down. He doesn't really know what we're doing or where we're going, but like yeah, corpses of like mangled half plate guards and like our recruitment message being beamed into our head, and it's like, what are we doing here? By the way, he's down.
Before
I knew
we
we were saving his daughter. I just didn't know why.
as we
But, like,
approach
why?
this tower, and we're kind of right at our time anyways for a break. Let's go ahead and take a 15-minute break here. It'll be a little over 15 minutes. Let's just get back at 10:15. And let's take a break here, chill for a bit, and then we'll kind of move forward with the latter half of our session. But yeah,
cool.
Yeah, Kuya, it was a session. It was a lot of like again that session was a really good session.
Hell of a session.
We had a lot like set up and a lot moved into, and there's a lot of like intricate things to pick up on. But you haven't missed so much of the story that you won't be able to like jump. It's second session. Like we got through a lot last session. It was a really good set, like a really good like amount of stuff we got. But you're pretty much caught up, I think. It's hard to say because like I have trouble telling you guys like how much you know in this context because there's a lot of layers to this intrigue and a lot of shit set up here. So I don't actually. I'm very careful. I'm like, how much do they know? What have I said? What haven't I said? It's a very tricky game, which is why I love that you guys are like doing good notes and like keeping up with this stuff and filling each other in because that makes my job so much easier when I don't have to be like, what did I tell you? What did I not tell you? And then like kind of go through that whole rigmarole. So appreciate that. Yeah, 15-minute break, 10:15. See you guys in just a bit.
Cool.
Yep.
that implies whatever you take from it.
Also,
Yeah.
I mean, this whole time, we're walking through the woods at night, and I'm just a human, so either I'm relying on you guys.
Oh, that's a tree. Oh, that's another tree.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's relling on you guys.
Yeah,
Well,
I
torch
can
lighting.
kind of
my
see
Or
elbow
the.
someone
down,
has
it's
someone
okay.
has a light cantrip, I'm sure. No.
You fellers started with torches, I'm sure.
You
Yeah,
guys
I
are
have
all
torches, I
humans.
just
You
don't
guys
know
have to plan for this. I don't.
Yeah, I have
Uh,
torches. In fact, I learned a cool thing through WCX. I have intentions to use these torches. These are for my subclass. Torches are like fucking solid weapons.
Oh shit!
Heck
You're
yeah.
right. They're
Really
strong
good.
as
You get to
fuck.
fight-
A
get
plus
the
one
fire
fire
damage.
weapon? Hell
Yeah,
yeah!
plus one
it's
fire
a-
weapon.
So it's a
Well, it's not
fire
plus one,
weapon
but
for
it's the
me.
fire damage.
But for me, I'm an exemplar, so it's a D8. It's a D8 weapon, and I'm proficient in everything, including improvised weapons. So it's a D8 base fire weapon with the light property. Like I can 2-weapon fighting with these.
Oh,
things. I
shit.
can dual torches. Yeah, that's sick
Hell
as
yeah.
fuck.
That's sick as fuck.
I've been like looking,
Super cool.
like, because all this matters, right? I haven't played like a.
You're better
full
than the
mixed
fire
martial
dancer.
character,
Oh shit! Fuck
Um,
that fire dancer class.
right? But I haven't just like really delved into it. One, did you know unarmed strikes are a martial weapon in WCX? It is a martial weapon. It's in the martial weapon list, and they
Well-
have the non-lethal and staggering properties.
I'm excited to see some of this,
I
but
didn't know
let's
that.
get let's.
You punch
let's
so
get
much
it-
better than
let's-
me.
I'm like a good monk.
Fuck.
Let's keep
It's
it.
cool.
Let's keep it rolling as we kind of head up here. You guys see the tower in the distance? Like you're getting a little tired. It's probably like 2 or 3 in the morning now at this point. What is the plan for the night? Setting up camp. Gonna look for a better campsite. What do you want to do before you settle in?
I say if we're gonna camp, we don't camp by the river. That's where all the animals will go. I don't want to mess with anything we don't have to.
Sage advice.
So I don't know. I'd say not by the river and find like a good clearing. If there's not a lot of brush, the animals probably don't come out in the open. So
And
Have
You know,
ever
I'll take the
camped in a
first
tree
watch
before?
because you guys need more sleep than I do.
sure.
Yeah,
Did you say
uh,
sleep in a tree?
yeah. Some folks sleep in trees when they're out in the wilderness. Just find a nice big branch and lay down there.
Sounds uncomfortable.
Well, when the
Well, the woods are
alternative is
uncomfortable.
turning into those 2 gods we saw back there, I'd take a branch. But,
I don't know. I think
um,
I might toss and turn in my sleep too much, but I do understand the sentiment. Maybe we should like invest in hammocks.
Travis, would you want to boost
Yeah.
into a tree? I can get you up there.
No, I don't think I want to.
He holds his hands like a volleyball, ready
want
to
to
bump
be-
it.
I don't want to be boosted. There will be no boosting.
I'm
I
gonna,
bet
would
it
I
could throw you
appreciate-
pretty far. I've seen him
Just-
launch a man 15 feet.
mm. Well, I don't want to be launched, so
Hmm.
Usually it's the fall that hurts, not
When we find a good tree, then you'll want to be launched.
right. Yep.
Speaking of, hey Ollie, do you think next time that we like are fighting something, you could like launch me at him, like catch him by surprise? No one expects me to just, you know.
Yeah, see,
Why?
that was what I was trying to do. I was trying to get behind the line and push it towards you because you were pretty far, but it's really, really big. But yeah, I can launch you. Yeah, sick.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool.
Yeah. If they're 15 feet away,
Mm-hmm.
let me know.
We'll
So
come up
you
with
be-
a team name.
As you kind of, yeah, you will. So as you begin to settle in and kind of build your kind of campsite here, you're keeping first watch, Ollie?
Yep.
You got it.
He can see in the dark and he
Well-
can trance.
Yeah, you You all begin to kind of settle in for rest, and as you settle in, you begin to look around the smoky wood. Maybe in an area you've ventured through quite some time. In fact, an area you've probably done many training routines through. You're surrounded by dense trees stretched towards the sky, blocking out most of the moonlight. The sounds of the forest heard all around. Rustling leaves, branches swaying in the wind. In the distance, the hoot of an owl can be heard, echoing through the tree. The minutes pass. Hours begin to tick by. You see the outlines of trees in the distance. Something scurries. Forest floor. Back and forth through the brush. Something chatters. But it sounds like something small. Something searching for food or shelter. Make a perception.
Yeah. Is this site based?
Sound based right now.
Okay.
And smell based right now. You smell the faint smell of smoke wafting in from the east. That smell of roasted flesh, it carries on. There seems to be like a strong updraft. That smell of a campsite nearby. It is drifting through as a strong wind presses through the area. You continue to keep watch, and your thoughts linger just a bit on the dangers you've heard about the smoky wood, packs of wolves known to roam the area, the trolls, the ogres. But then, your 4-hour allotment, your first watch, comes to an end.
I think for him, during that watch, he tore some bark off of a tree and was kind of using his tinker's tools to the best of his ability to make new patches for the dead soldiers. So if he knew their names, he's just creating something that he could bring back home. That's kind of the equivalent of the patch in case they can't find it.
Finding some small mementos there. You can just add, dead guards mementos.
Okay. And then whoever agreed to be next, but if no one did, he's probably gonna wake up Dane.
I'm half elf too, so you
Oh,
can
okay.
do it.
Yeah, I'll wake you up. You know, there's some like chittering, but nothing approached. So just be mindful.
Yeah. Thank you for the heads up.
Yes, sir.
Got it in there. So, as you begin your watch, a few hours later, kind of, getting closer to morning, you go ahead and make a perception check there, Zion, as you begin to look. You start to listen. Hear. Lovely. You hear the woods are suddenly, in this morning hour, eerily silent. No animal sound, not even the chirping of crickets. There's a rustling in the bushes. Perhaps another small animal. The wind picks up. You hear the rustling of leaves, branches, breaking, snapping. You see peering through a bush, a pair of glowing eyes. You hear a faint whispering. Come closer. Let us talk. You and I. Just you and I. You smell smoke. The smell of smoke becomes stronger with each passing moment. You look around to see a fire, but there is no source. The branch snaps to your left. You turn. Nothing. And then you look back to where the eyes were. Nothing. You hear a low growl coming from where you saw the eyes. Closer. Talk. You and I.
I think Zion would move like a little closer, but he wouldn't like go all the way into the brush. He'd just be like, "Yes, what? What is it that you do want?"
Closer. Into the bush. Enter my realm.
No, I don't. I do believe this is far enough.
No. Not if you want to hear truth.
Do I have like any idea of what this could be? Have I heard like stories of anything like this before?
Make a history check.
Oof.
Not that you recall. Enter. Enter my realm. Please. I will not harm you. I promise.
Can I tell if he's telling the truth?
Hard to say.
No. I'm sorry. I will help you if you tell me what you need, but this is as far as I go.
The fate. My kind. Is at stake.
Sorry, I'm unclear on what you mean by my kind. Perhaps if you showed yourself, I'd gain a better understanding.
I weaken each word, losing my connection to the prime material. Please, while I can still hold open the portal. Step through.
Unfortunately, it sounds like I may get stuck on your plane if I step through. So, I will stay here. And I do wish you the best of luck.
If I could promise you a way back, would you come? If you come now, I have enough power to open another. If I close it immediately. But only for a moment. But enough time back.
Unfortunately, my friends here need me. And while I do feel sorry for you, I cannot abandon them at this time.
The voice echoes, shimmers, and you see the kind of bush rustles in the wind. But then, the voice subsides. A few few more
Zion.
hours pass. You all awaken the next morning at the top of your long rest.
Zion is like visibly like shaken and like freaking out a little bit. Like still has a little bit of cold sweats at what just happened.
Hey, you good?
You not
Oh.
getting any sleep?
Oh no, I got my proper 4 hours. Have you guys ever heard of talking bushes that beckon you into their supposed other plane?
You
Ollie
slept
checks his
for
new
4
stash.
hours? Wait. Are you sure you're good?
Yeah, 4 hours is plenty. My mom and dad always said, make sure you go to bed on time, get your 4 hours in.
Huh? You elf people are weird.
Well, from Ollie and I's point of view, you may be weird for sleeping twice the amount that we do.
No, I
Especially
get that.
considering how short we live. Why do you guys only have to sleep a little bit if you live so damn long? I feel like God's got that backwards when they made things.
Yeah, seem to bless us just a little bit more with those sort of things.
You see, I'm like a cat. On my off days, I'm pretty much sleeping the whole day. So when I'm like on the job, I only need very little. Is that what cats
Wallace.
do?
Yeah, don't the Space Marines like work
The
you to
Space
exhaustion
Marines.
so you're able to work in a very tired state and stuff? and
Sky
then
Marines.
catch up for when you
No, I
need
like
to.
this
Sky
reality
Marines.
better. I like this reality better. They're
Sky Marines,
Space
sorry.
Marines.
Suddenly, orc is the new
Suddenly
best
we're
race.
40k, and
It's
now I have an
440.
excuse.
Ollie lands in his
to
big
stop.
armor with his bolter.
It wouldn't take.
I've got
it wouldn't
this.
take much convincing to get me to do a 40k thing. I'm just saying.
I'm not even lying. That's exactly what I've been imagining. Anytime I heard like Sky Marines, like full 40k armor Marines.
I imagine them as like Sky Marine power level. No, they're not.
I imagine them as
Power.
Power Rangers, just like zipping
They're
all
kinda
around
like
an
Power
airship,
Rangers.
knocking people over, doing flips. Sometimes explosions happen behind them, and they do a flip
Space
forward.
Marines are so strong. They're so goddamn strong.
Yeah, well,
They're
so are
like
the Power Rangers.
CR20 at least. I really do believe that. Like just a single Space Marine, just CR20, a basic Space Marine.
Yeah, I was just thinking the Sky Knights from Bravely Default. It's like, yep, they're
Dak
like
too, I like
soldiers,
Bravely
but
Default.
on like blimps.
Yeah. It's a combination of that. But anyways,
Mhm.
going back into the scene. You guys are kind of waking up from your campsite. You kind of are regathering, configuring from your watches and night's rest. Tower is on the horizon, and it is early in the morning. What are you guys doing from here?
So Dramus is kind of leaned up against a tree, and he looks really tired. Like his eyes, like he's got like bags under his eyes, he looks like, whereas normally his normal face or like kind of way he presents himself is kind of like awkward, kind of like nerd. He looks like he wants to die. Like he's just exhausted, and he's taking sips of his bottle of Boundless coffee and kind of just grumbling to himself. I hate mornings.
It's my favorite
This
time
is
of day.
you after 8 hours of sleep, Jameis.
You should see me when I only have 4. Now please leave me alone. He just keeps sipping his coffee. He's just like huddled up against like a tree, just taking little sips.
I thought we had slept in.
Yeah, me too. Usually I'm up around with the sun.
Yeah, you guys pressed on pretty late into the night, so
Mhm.
8 hours. Gotcha.
Well,
Yeah.
mm, now that the sun is up, what does our sneaking prospects look like? Or do you think we're still going to be able to skirt around the edge of
As
the
you say
encampment?
that, and you take a glance kind of on the horizon, you'd have to get closer actually to see some stuff. You feel like there'd be some more information revealed if you were a little closer.
Shall we take a jaunt down that way then?
And that you do. It's a few hours of walk. So as you set up your camp, it is about 8 miles or so, about 3 or 4 hours of walking as you kind of get here. You begin to see a little bit clearer of a picture. As you get to the edge of what this fortress seems to be, you see three things of note at this time. One, you see the fortress itself. Uh, the fortress is looks like they've put like up a ruin, or they've built around this large ruined tower. Wooden walls and like structure, pretty solidly defended. There is also to the east of that, a fair ways off, you can see a cave entrance, kind of in the mountain side. And to the west of the fortress area, there is a very deep lake that kind of attaches to this river here. Kind of a very deep lake water source that is notable. The walls of this fortress are armed with ballista, and you see these ballista are armed and like manned. In between ballista placements, there are uh, a number of archers kind of watching the exterior as well. So it's pretty heavily fortified from the outside. So that's what
Well,
you see right now.
Doesn't look like the most welcoming place, now does it?
No, no, it doesn't.
I mean, I think any group that has black in their name is usually not trying to be uh, wholesome. It's also not very intimidating where it's like, oh no, the Cuddle Bear Company is coming to arrest me. Like, no one wants to be touched by a fish. So,
uh, hey, Oog, from a distance, do any of the buildings look particularly dark? Just trying to match up the dark stone bricks from.
As you kind of look, you do have kind of a high-rise view here. You can see there is more or less. Here we go. As you look forward, you see here's a number of things you see in the camp. You can actually get a pretty clear view of the camp overall. You see the ruin tower. Tell me if you want more information about any of these, because there's a lot I don't want to give you all of it at once. You see the ruin tower. You see what up on a cliffside. You see what looks like a more extravagant tent. Below that, you see what looks like a series of just common tents, rows and rows of tents, pitched in a haphazard fashion. Near that, you see a second city of tents, we'll call it. I'll make this clearer for you. I'll make this a clearer visage. You see the leader tent, you see the recruit tent city, and you see the veteran tent city. And then there are, of course, the walls armed with the ballista and 20 feet tall, as well as the ruined tower.
Would the ruined tower's stone be described as dark?
They are gray, not quite dark stone like the vision described.
Okay, cool. Oh, do we see banners of the fish?
Yeah, that the banners seem accurate, but the
Okay.
stone does not.
Could be the cave.
I guess it doesn't hurt to start somewhere.
As you look towards the cave, you see something interesting. You hear a rustling sound once more, perhaps the mewling of that creature you saw earlier. A small Leorette darts out of the underbrush and sprints straight towards you, and before darting off into another direction, its sleek gray fur is matted with dirt, and its eyes are wide with fear. It skids to a stop at your feet, looks up at you, pants heavily. Before you can react to it, it sprints off and disappears into that cave.
Are those the things from the mythical menagerie?
They look like a ferret with a lion's face.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But yes, they are.
Is that the lion you guys fought earlier?
No. No, that one was the size of a Magitech hauler, and it put holes in me and Ollie, so.
Ah,
No.
Okay. Just some
Maybe like
clarity.
one of the hairs on its body was that big.
Think like twice as ferocious.
To be fair, if that was the lion, folks back home would probably be more likely to believe you.
You guys talking about a cave. Do we have business in that cave? Was this in the vision?
Well, the vision had the dark stone not really lining up with the tower. Though, honestly, we do kind of have to deal with the tower with these dead bodies. I don't think we can just let this fly. But hypothetically, if the banner was in the distance, hey, this thing's in the distance of the cave. Maybe they're being kept there. Ollie's going to look around and be like, I don't really see any other banners. So hypothetically, this was the one on the hill.
Right. Well, I guess we gotta start somewhere, like we said. So, I vote the cave.
Yeah, I trust Ollie's intuition.
Yeah.
All right, let's try to sneak around this camp, I guess.
Muted.
Yeah, the cave is far enough, or the camp is far enough away that you can skirt the outskirts without going to view the camp to get to the cave. Hang on, I fucked up my notes here by trying to reformat them in mid-process. There we go. Okay. So, you guys make your way to the cave, kind of following among that Amogus, I don't know, I forced that one in, but it works. Down that trail that the Leorette just ran. It gets you to a point. It goes a while down, and you see the path descends. You've probably walked about 5 or 10 minutes, and the rough-hewn stone continues deeper and deeper. Here, at this point, kind of gave you a moment. It's been about 5 or 10 minutes of following this trail. Do you want to continue deeper, or do you want to make any preparations?
Can I do any sort of survival? Check the ground for footprints, tracks.
Yeah, make a survival check. What you can tell is this path looks rarely disturbed. That Leorette's probably the first thing to disturb it in some time. You don't know where it went specifically, but you do know that much.
Can I try to track it?
Yeah, survival check.
I feel like Dane's hunted a rabbit or 10 in his life. Maybe, I don't think he's ever hunted a Leorette, but what's the difference?
You get a good solid beat on its trail as you continue forward. It continues deeper into the path ahead, which was obvious, but now you feel like you can follow it a little further.
It's like a rabbit trail, but it also curves around like a snake trail. Because, it's like a long rabbit.
You all come a little deeper into the tunnel, and as the cave levels out, you see a number of passageways. There is, to the south, there is a passageway that goes downwards, seemingly. It looks like it descends deeper underground. To the north, there is a broken, ruined wall that looks like it breaks into some sort of structure of some sort. To the west, there is a path that kind of connects to that north wall. That looks like it connects to the same structure, but it is more of a built archway to kind of get out here. To the north, the difference being is it looks like part of the wall desiccated and fell through. To the west, the difference is that it looks like this is a designated entrance to this open cave area that you find yourself in.
Would I describe this stone as dark?
Not
Or
quite.
from this vantage point, if we're able to look outwards, Dane's looking for a banner on a hill.
You're underground. No windows.
Oh, okay. I thought we were at the entrance to the cave that goes. Okay.
No, you've gone into the cave a little bit at this point and kind of trekked down a little bit. You guys are underground now. Yeah.
I guess then retroactively, before Dane fully walked into the cave, when he got to the mouth of the cave, he would turn around and look for banners on hills.
You see a banner up on the hill, where the leader's tent is, but it doesn't match up. This doesn't from what you can tell, it doesn't. It doesn't match up entirely. The banner seems to be similar, but the hills and the landscapes you've seen so far do not seem to necessarily correlate.
Okay. He'd say that. Yeah, just like throwing this out there, they got the banners, but the hills are all wrong. We got business here because of those guards, but I don't think this is where the family was being kept. Maybe there's documents or some kind of trail that could lead us in the right direction, but I don't think we're just going to stumble across them. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't want to leave until we find those markers.
Yeah, that's about what I had figured. I guess I didn't really think we were going to find them down here, but as you said, because of those guards, we have some business here, and I'd like to find out what happened.
And we can get any other locations out of them. So, still worth doing.
Yeah.
Like interrogate them?
Yeah. Or just ask them,
Do we still have business in this cave?
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I've never interrogated anyone, so you might have to be the expert on this one. I'm sure you did that all the time in the Marines.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Them Al-Qaeda's.
The damn tallies.
I feel like I might have actually gotten the archive banned for saying that. I'm not sure. I don't know if you can mention those kind of things.
We'll see. Okay.
Gotta abbreviate.
We're gonna approach the camp from this angle.
Yeah, you guys are deep in the cave, keeping going. Got 3 paths to go: north, west, or south. Or you can go back the way you came and approach the. There's still the lake angle, and there's still perhaps the going up to the fortress itself, just straight up angle. Frontal assault / frontal going.
This cave seems like a natural cave. Like it's not man-built.
This part does,
bricks.
but north and west seem man-made, and south seems more not man-made. Seems more natural, hewn cavern.
I don't really have any interest in going deeper in a cave, but the broken wall is interesting. But the archway, that's pretty indicative of a way to somewhere. You don't just put an archway that goes to nothing. I don't know, maybe this is like a escape route or something in case the tower gets raided. I don't know, maybe this is a way for someone to escape, so maybe this archway leads somewhere important.
I guess my
Possibly.
thought on it is, sorry, did you have something to say, Zion?
Sorry, yeah. I was just going to say, if this is escape route of some sort, and we decide to take this way, then our only really real direction from there would be subterfuge, right? Like, there's can't really be honest about what we're doing there and who we're looking for if we just magically appear in their camp.
Well, yeah, I mean, they're putting out ads, so they're hoping for people to show up randomly in their camp.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that'd be more of like a knock on the front door kind of thing.
I mean, it's a radius, right? So anywhere around the camp should work,
including underground.
including underground. Oh, we should dig up.
Don't
I
dig
guess
straight
my
down.
thought on it
Not
is
There's a lot.
we know that the Blackfish are involved in some shady dealings, but that recruitment ad was pretty abrasive, pretty straightforward. So of course they're going to put on a face at the tower where they're readily there for anyone to see. But these shady dealings that they are a part of, I would like to know more about them. And with that archway being man-made, it's possible maybe this is where the real shady dealings take place rather than their camp. So I think it's worth exploring that path.
First, can we like huddle up real quick? It feels better.
Right, yeah, huddle.
Yeah,
Okay,
hands in.
so we're gonna we got the plan so far. So we're gonna lie about being recruited. Great. And then what are we trying to get to the top, the very tippy top, or just get in and then we'll look around?
Like maybe work our way from the bottom. We start at like the recruit camps and see what they know, and then we go to the veteran camps and we're like, "Hey, how do you guys get to, your standing? What do we do to get there?" And
Or,
maybe if we're feeling
how about we
ballsy,
skip-
go to the very nice tent.
all of that, and we just Ollie, don't you have some kind of like marker for being in the military, like your rank card or something? Why don't we just say that? Like I don't know, we fought a Marine or something, and we took this as a trophy. Where do they go? Maybe they'll lead us straight to those markers.
I don't have my like card, but I mean I got this belt, and that's pretty Marine-y.
Would like if I got this belt, would I be able to like scan it and know who you are?
You'll know who someone is.
Yeah, they,
Does it have a marker on it?
the same kind of patch that would be inscribed into like the Burgatian uniforms would be inscribed into this belt that would give you the same same kind of identification, just on a belt.
If it works, it works. That's perfect. So we just say we dealt with a Sky Marine that was snooping, and we just want to know where to put it, and maybe they'll lead us to him. The opposite is if they say, "Okay, cool, hand it over." In which case, I presume your answer will be no.
Oh no, this is I never got to be the bait when you guys were younger. So I'll go all the way. I'll go to jail. If you guys have a way to break me out.
You're the Sky Marine.
Oh yeah. Oh, unless
I was
just
gonna say the marker.
Oh, yeah.
Like they took the patches off the bodies, so like we fucked up a Sky Marine and took his thing.
Oh. So you want to take my belt?
If you are the Sky Marine to be fucked up, I think we have to fuck you up a little bit, and I'd rather not.
But I like to keep my belt.
But what if like they like Skyrim Marines? I feel like a lot of ex-military people would become mercenaries, and
What if he's like a real like goody two shoes Sky Marine?
Yeah, we don't like those goody two.
Or like if they're good people here, then like what if he's like a bad Sky Marine?
I can't imagine that a mercenary group involved in darker dealings is a fan of a well-structured, lawful military unit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if they're still legal, they have to pretend they are. But it depends. I mean, they might be cool with it.
I mean, if they kill town guards, they're not that legal.
Good point. Those town guards aren't dead.
So I guess so. If we offer just the belt as like a liberated trophy, like what they probably did with those soldier markers, and we want to know where to put it, maybe they'll lead us to them, or maybe they'll just hand it over. In which case, I guess we could tail that person.
Yeah, I like my belt. I don't want to lose it.
Yeah, I figured you wouldn't. It's kind of your thing that you got from the Sky Marines for exemplary service or whatever.
Good old days.
But that's the only plan I came up with. I'm not good at plans, but that's
Yeah,
the one I
and
got.
it seems like for now there'll be more time to talk about the plans as you head on. But
He
yeah,
votes archway.
archway, so west path.
Yep.
1 west, 2 west.
Yeah, if we don't want to be in this cave unless someone has a reason.
Cool.
Way.
Okay, so taking the west path, you get to another crossroads. Ahead of you, there's a stone wall. To the left of you, there is another pathway that continues down. And to the right of you, there is a pathway that seems to go towards some sort of statue of some sort.
Yep. Torch.
You light up the ruin. And yeah, it is dank, it is dark, there's cobwebs everywhere. It doesn't look like this area has been disturbed very often.
Place
Which
smells
tells,
like your stash.
Yep.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by the toe.
You said we could see the statue.
You see it off in the distance with the torchlight, especially. Yeah.
Is it like of a person?
Looks to be of a woman of some sort. Hard to tell from here.
Yeah, I'm curious. Maybe it's
wanna head that
maybe
way?
it's one of the thruple. Yep.
Is an odd place for a statue to be.
I mean, I don't know. It looks like old. Maybe it wasn't always underground. Maybe this is some ancient business for that. I don't know. You're probably right.
So would we, once we get closer, I mean, would we be able to kind of make
You
out who
start-
it is, or?
You start to see, as you approach, you start to see the remains of once beautiful marble columns and arches, now broken and decayed. The roof has collapsed in places, and vines and other plant life have overtaken the once grand structure. Despite the ruin, it's clear that this temple was once a place of great beauty and devotion. You can see evidence of offerings left by pilgrims and other visitors long ago. You see desiccated bits of, not even desiccated, you see little pools, wooden bowls, I should say, that hold flower petals and bits of fine fabric that have not faded a day. Though the temple seems to be some sort of shadow of its former self, still exudes a sense of peace and tranquility. You get a strong presence as you recognize the statue of Shaylin.
Yeah, I had a feeling. That's a good thing though.
You see, by the way, as you get into this temple, the eastern wall of this is collapsed through. This does seem to be where that, or the southern wall, I should say. That seems to be where that cave entrance connected. So just to kind of give you a visual image or mental image of the layout here.
By the way, Zion, I
Oops,
never
sorry.
asked this of you. Are you like a shelling guy? Because
A
you
what?
feel like a shelling guy.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Well, with your impeccable style going on and whatever kind of arts that you do.
Shaolin?
No, Shellen, the god. She's basically the
Oh.
god of art and beauty and love and music.
Think
Oh,
Aphrodite.
um, I was never really big into the holy things. My parents were, but no, I just kind of picked this up along the way somewhere.
Well, maybe you should. She's real pretty.
I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, we all try to look into her.
And you see what he means by the statue. Most statues are Well,
She's hot.
she's hot.
Or it's a bird.
Or it's a bird. But this one,
It's
this one,
a
this
statue
one
of a
is
fucking
a.
bird. You're like, that bird's
It's either
hot.
a
I'd fuck
bird
that bird.
or it's hot. One of the two. That's your mental image. Choose what you will. But that does seem to be, as you kind of look around, the temple's here. The passageway kind of continues either, southwards from here or back the way you came and deeper down that way. Still a lot of routes to go, still a lot of angles to continue on. Or if you want to investigate the temple further, if anyone's got any ideas.
Is there anything else in this statue room? I guess, like, am I able to... Does this seem like it used to be, like, a place of worship? Is there any, like, indication of why this is underground? This doesn't
Yeah.
feel culty. Is this, like, super fucking old?
Make a a history check. Or a perception check.
Oh!
Oh, it's all good. Looking at it, it does seem old. This does seem to be an underground structure of some sort, so it was built underground. You get the sense of that, but it's been long since in disrepair. But probably the same age as the tower above it.
Can we get a grasp of like what the newest offering is, or do they all look like terribly old?
Oh, very interesting. The offerings are made of rose, like flower petals, and actually, looking at them, none of them look like they have aged a day. They all look as fresh as they were first offered.
Well, that's definitely hinting at being of the divine. I don't know.
These are the most uncommon things in the world. Sometimes you'll find ruined temples, old sites of worship. Sometimes these are places of great power, but
Does
typically,
anything seem, like,
for the
off
faithful.
about this statue or the area? Like, it's desecrated or disrespected, or we just
no,
stumbled
just,
across a Shellen statue?
It's just a shell and it seems to be just a shell and statue. The fact that nothing's rotting, nothing's decaying,
Mhm.
seems like it's still a place of some power, but it isn't necessarily in use. And perhaps if it was in use again, it could become a place of greater power.
Well, now I'm, like, a little bit pissed off. If these guys killed the town guards and are, like, a bunch of scumbags, but, like, they also have this statue Shellen in their basement, and, like, it still works. Like, I can feel it. My mug is trembling.
In a kind of weird way.
Your
It's
mug
really
is
well done.
horny.
I think anything with a marker Caden on it is a little horny around Shellen stuff.
There's lore for that.
Anyways, so now it's like I kind of wanted to deal with it anyways, but now like I really want to deal with it. This just isn't. That's not cool, man.
All right, we arresting the leader.
Arresting
The leader.
I ain't got manacles.
Yeah, me either.
I mean, I got rope, but that's about it. And judging by the tower, there's a bunch of them, so I don't know if that's an option. But maybe just get something like incriminating enough, where we could go to Ramshorn and be like, hey, those fucks did all this stuff and also murdered guards and took their patches and also whatever else we find. And I don't know if the elders into Shellen, but that seems like kind of an obvious thing. Like also they got this thing and it's got to go. So I don't think this is something we can like finish, but we can get it started.
Yeah.
Because like fuck these guys in particular.
Are we like set on the Blackfish being the culprits behind it, and not possibly its Two Fingers fellow?
Oh no, the Two Fingers are the ones that did it. But the question is, is the Blackfish people like accomplices or like victims of the Two Fingers? You know, there's a whole bunch of ways it could go, but the Blackfish, they're a step.
Gotcha.
They're not the destination, but it just so happens that they killed guards and they're sitting on this place. So more than one reason to not like them.
Do we
But
know
maybe
for
if
sure that
we-
it was them that killed the gods?
No, but if we find the markers, then we will. Or if we find something in here, maybe we see a Blackfish ogre wielding, you know, a axe the size of a boat. That would do it. Or maybe they've got a big old fleece mane. In either case, I don't want to fight it.
Did any of you have a passive perception of 14 or higher?
It's crazy that you say that, Ook. Let me tell you about Ollie's passive perception. It's 14.
Whoa.
Whoa. You got like one eye more than me.
As you're kind of gazing around the temple here, you do see that archway you walked through. You walk through that, you kind of like are gazing around the hallway outside that. You see a strange stone. You press on it, and you open a secret passage.
Whoa.
That stone just looked really weird.
Like it just looks so goddamn pressable.
I wasn't actually like, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening to you at all. I was just really thinking about pressing it until I couldn't help it. Oh,
I
what
do
is
love
in
me
this
a
little compartment?
secret passage.
Or what?
No, it's a hallway.
Oh,
Oh, look, another hallway.
the best hallways are the secret ones.
True.
It's true.
Maybe I
That's-
was on the money about that secret escape tunnel thing. Wow, Dane, you're so intuitive
In fact,
and
you can see
intelligent.
through the hallway, and it's a hallway to an empty room.
Guys, I see an empty room up ahead. Let's go check it out.
Keep an eye
This
out for
shit
more
got me
buttons.
interested.
And let's fucking hotbox this shit. Someone put this stone back. Let's suffocate in here.
That does not sound fun.
All right, we'll keep it open just a little bit.
Uh, did you smoke again on the way here? I don't think I saw.
No. But we will when we get in there.
You head into this empty room as you're saying this, and you see another secret door. You're like certain of it. You see another like boop you could press on the wall.
Good.
But you also see a passage south, and that passage south, you see a dead body.
Who wants to bet I can find another secret door? Too late. He uses his quarterstaff to press it.
Dead body.
So now you get to this point to the south, dead body. To the west, secret passage.
Dead body look like another guard or wearing anything in
Far
particular?
away, too far to tell.
Hmm.
Do we check on this body before we
Yeah,
go
we're not
through
just gonna
the
leave the
second
body.
secret passage?
Okay, I'm gonna close it. Or he hits it.
Okay. As you start to head south, you enter the room and you see a gruesome sight. A dead body lies on the ground. Its skin is pale, like a dead body. Its eyes wide open in terror, like someone who had just died and became a dead body. The body is dressed in tattered robes, and on closer inspection, you notice a necklace around its neck that looks cold, like a dead body. The necklace appears to be a simple leather cord with a small obsidian gemstone pendant.
What happened to this person?
He died.
Right.
No shit.
Classic case of
Yeah.
dead body.
Does it look a lot longer?
You feel
dead than,
spooked,
the
Ollie.
guards?
Deeply spooked.
Zoinks.
I'm shook. A dead body.
Older than the dead body. It looks dead like a dead body. And old. Much older than the dead bodies you've seen before.
And you said he had a pendant. Is it like of a symbol of Shaylin?
Do you want to get closer to see?
Not really.
Yep.
You say yep, Dane?
Yep.
You come closer.
He's got the torch, so.
You hear a faint whisper. It sounds like it's coming from you. It sounds like it's coming from the pendant. Take the necklace. You will see through the barriers of man.
No thanks. I already got a pendant.
Take it. See through walls. See through barriers.
Wait,
see
no,
through
that sounds
anything.
really useful, actually. Hey guys, the necklace telling me to take it and lets me see through walls and stuff. What do you reckon?
It's a lot of stuff talking into our minds.
Kind of
Yeah.
sounds like a trap to me.
At this point, it's kind of normal.
Yeah, take it.
I know it's a trap. It's probably one of those cursed thingamajigers, but like, if it lets you see through walls, that's kind of cool. Maybe it just wants you to do something silly, like I don't know, like pay some kind of penance. You gotta do 30 push-ups at noon or something. I could do
I
that.
don't know. The benefit seems to outweigh your negative a lot more. I think it'd be much more complicated than that.
We won't know
But
until you
I'm
wear
not
it.
gonna lie. I am too a little intrigued about seeing through walls.
Well,
I'm
I already
gonna
got
be
a
honest.
pendant, so.
You gaze at this amulet that is cold like a dead body and is being worn by a dead body. And you
So-
think about how you could use it to not become a dead body.
Just gonna make the observation here so we don't waste our time. But I know this pattern with Dane, and if he's set on getting the pendant, he's gonna probably take the pendant. I don't think you're gonna talk him out of it. So I've learned it's best to just kind of let him learn on his own.
Ramus, do
Like,
you know?
I'm no stranger to making mistakes, okay? I'm just saying.
Ramus, do you know if we can like wrap the pendant in a cloth and put it in a bag and we won't get cursed because we didn't touch it directly? Or
Well, it didn't tell me to touch it. It told me to wear it.
yeah, but is it
Sounds like
one
a
of those things where
prerequisite to me.
you instantly touch it and you're instantly cursed?
Well, then that just sounds useful. I'd rather take it than, I don't know, throw it at someone and curse them instantly.
With kind of answering your question here, with those kind of things, it can be often hard to tell with potentially cursed items. The identify spell does not identify cursed items, just as like raw. It just identifies what the thing does. It doesn't necessarily mention any cursed items, and it is pretty hard to discern whether an item's cursed or not, without using contextual clues of the narrative. Like if you feel like it's cursed narratively, maybe it is. Maybe sometimes you don't know for sure. That's why it's up to you to decide what you do with the items.
I'm just saying, it seems stupid to just leave it here.
I think it's more exciting if you just take it.
Yeah, wait, take it, but use a cloth, and then we take it to the statue of Shaylin, see if it catches fire or something.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, I mean, all her other gifts are like so holy that they haven't aged a day. Maybe her holy light will break the curse or do something.
Yeah, I got a couple ideas, and we can see. And I don't know if it like screams at me, then we'll know it's probably bad.
Yeah, you scoop it up and you start to head over towards the temple, I presume, real quick.
Yeah, and actually, when he picks it up, he pulls out my Cadenite tankard, which is just a tankard, but it's like a fancy one that he's spent money on. Like this is, like the tankard itself is probably worth it's worth literally a gold. But this is like it's like his holy symbol / marker. This is like what he drinks out of. It's got Caden shit all over it. So he's gonna take this thing and like dump the necklace in it, and then I'm gonna pour some of my wine in it because I have Ogden wine in my little water skin, my wine skin, so to speak. He's gonna pour a little bit of liquor in his Caden tankard before we get to the Shellen statue.
You
So
pour that
necklace
into your
in the tankard, wine in the tankard, like
and as
submerged
the
cursed
wine
necklace in wine.
fills the tankard and the cursed necklace fills, you smell
The cursed
the smell
amulet.
of wine. And as the smell continues, it goes on for a little bit as normal. The smell then changes to a much sweeter, much more appealing smell after a few minutes. It stays that way for a while, and then it turns to a bitter smell. Then it turns back to its original smell.
Whatever that thing is, it's assaulting my nostrils and it's giving me a headache.
Yeah, it's fucking with my wine.
Yeah. Also, it kind of goes without saying, but just remember that the amulet was on a dead body.
Mm-hmm.
So don't
Yeah,
drink the
that's
wine.
why I
on
was
the
like
amulet,
cleaning it.
and might have died from whatever curse is in that amulet as well. Just a thought.
Yeah. Huh? But yeah, okay. Yeah, his idea is to bring his Caden tankard with wine in it with the thing is, I don't know, maybe that'll help or for whatever. And then when we're in the Shellen area, he's gonna say a little prayer to Caden and to Shellen. He's primarily a Cadenite for sure, but like it's pretty hard to not be a big fan of the thruple.
Yeah, yeah, it is. What do you say?
Hey, lucky guy, I don't know if you can hear me or even care, but I found this thing and it's trying to get me to do something, and I don't know if it's worth it, but I'm trying to do something good with it. Just like, I don't know, a sign or something for protection or advice. That'd be real helpful. And if you're listening, pretty one, hi. My name's Dane. Nice to meet you.
You finish
Your
this
statue's real
prayer,
pretty.
and you feel an immediate sense of warmth. It is a warmth that tells of comfort. A comfort that comes from knowing that you already have been given a sign.
Yeah, is that the whole bitter thing, a sweeter thing?
That's all you get for now.
Yeah. Well, I don't feel warned per se. I guess it's sort of just like a be careful with it. I'm gonna read that as do it.
I guess my observation would be perhaps there's benefits and negatives to the necklace, and that's why it was going from a sweet smell to a bitter smell to indicate that shift.
Yeah, it wasn't just like fuck nasty right away, so that's good enough for me. Look, I understand commerce, okay? I understand everything comes with a price, and there's hardship with everything good. I think it builds character. I think it's fine. If it was just a necklace that is just all upsides, it wouldn't have to try to convince me to wear it. I understand there's a risk. I also understand that we're down here in a fucking cave underneath a mercenary company's tower, and we're looking around trying to find things. And it'd be really helpful for finding things behind a whole bunch of fucking walls, being able to see through walls.
Absolutely.
And like, I'm not exactly like enticed by it like enough to keep it. I just feel like this is a tool for the job, get her done, and then I don't know, go back to town and hand this off to someone more holier than thou.
By all means, then I'm not gonna stop you from putting it on.
Yeah, just if I like start losing my shit, then just break it off or something.
Yeah. Oh, this is exciting.
You I trust the other two, but Ollie, I'm really kind of relying on you here. If this thing goes ballistic, you're the only one that's probably quicker than me. So.
Oh yeah,
This thing
I'll
with
throw
me.
it off. You'll throw it against the wall. You know, whatever you gotta do.
Yeah, just fucking launch me. You know that whole thing.
So, you
Oh.
putting the thing on?
Yeah, he's gonna take a deep breath. He's gonna dump that tankard, fill it up a little bit, probably emptying the last of his wineskin. Kick back the whole thing, just shotgun the rest of his wine, and then get some liquid courage, and then just go for it and double up on pendants. I'm
Yeah.
Flavor Flav in this bitch.
You hear a whisper in your mind. Ah, yes, put me on. Now,
I'm doing it.
activate me.
Hold on.
Activate me. Think
I
about
don't know what that means. Is
activating.
there a button?
Think about.
He's like fiddling,
Think
twisting,
about it.
twisting.
Think.
If I can
about
rub you like a lamp. How do you work?
Think about it.
I'm thinking.
Think harder.
I can only think so hard, okay?
Think even harder.
Don't hurt yourself.
He's like hands on his temples.
And then, as it activates, you feel your eyes expand, sight beyond sight. You can see through all of the walls that are thin enough before you. You are currently in the temple at this moment. You can see straight to the south wall and into the cave at thin enough points. You see parts. There's a level of thickness. You're not sure the exact amount that like blocks
Can
your
I
vision.
see in the dark?
While you're wearing this, yes.
Okay.
For
okay.
the purposes like you have like perfect vision through structures and like around you while you're wearing this right now.
Okay.
And this lasts for an hour, by the way. So you have until 2. It's 1:55. It's 2:55 is when your hour will run out.
It's working. I can see in the dark and through walls and stuff, through like most of them. It's hard to walk. My depth perception is fucked. I don't know what's in front of me, but I can see everything.
Dane, how many fingers am I holding up on my back?
You can see
Okay.
through him.
I can see through them.
Yeah.
I'll
It was
tell you
2.
how many.
2.
It's that many that you're holding. That number. I can see it clearly.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I can see all sort of things. I can see behind. Oh, hey, I can see behind that wall that led to the next secret tunnel that you were gonna go down before. And I see
More hallway.
more hallway.
Oh,
how
lovely.
How far can I see? Guesstimation.
It looks about like a 60 feet radius, if you had to guess, but
hell
that's hard to estimate exactly. So
If I look up, am I able to see anything above us? Is there like
you
a
see
a
like
floor above
stone
us?
wall, like it's like stone.
Okay,
A
okay.
stone.
There's not like
rough-hewn stone.
we're not directly underneath something. I guess yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna look around to see if he can find any other secret passages.
In the temple, you find nothing else, but there is that one room that is led to from the secret passage. If you want to go from there, which is the room the empty room before the where you found the
For the statue.
the thing you just the necklace, the
Oh.
pendant, yeah.
The dead dude.
And as you go there, you do find the secret passage that Ollie already opened and then closed again. But that's about all. Nothing new revealed yet.
Should we press on before your ability runs out?
Yeah, I got about an hour or so, a little under. I don't know how I know that, but I do. Pendant's telling me stuff.
Does anyone else
but I
have
feel
just-
fine. Admittedly, I'm surprised. I'm not like I can see through walls, but I'm on fire.
Yeah.
So
We're
yeah,
glad you're not
let's
dead.
boogie. Let's get this done. I'll keep my eyes out, and if literally, and if I see anything weird, I'll point him out. But as I said, it's a little weird for me to walk through this. I can see in the dark now, but the walls are see-through and all that, so I don't want to bump into stuff. You guys kind of leave me where we're going, and I'll keep my eyes out.
Works for me. Is anyone else just like enamored right now? Just excited? This is kind of fun. It's kind of thrilling, isn't it?
Yeah, I can see how you guys see. Elves can see
Yeah.
through walls and stuff too, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, see, this is what it's like to be you people? That's crazy. Now I
Yeah.
just need to find like another necklace that like makes me live long ass time, and then I'm basically one of you.
Did you
Hey.
see anything under the statue's clothes when you put on the amulet?
Fucking.
It's stone. No titties carved under.
No,
Well,
it's not
actually, let's
clothes. It's
see.
just carved out of it. They didn't like carve like nipples
Well,
underneath.
this is a Shayla Knight statue. There are nipples carved underneath.
I lied,
There's
there's
like
nipples.
a gap. There's a gap that you'd only be able to see if you got the right angle. It's an impossible angle to see really from the outside.
It's
but
crazy. I
That's
can
how
like see
committed the artists
angles that
were.
would normally be impossible. Like the sculptor put the nipples on it and then covered them up.
And then covered it with another
No, the
stone by
nipples are
using
only
maybe
for
some sort of
him.
magic.
But now they're only for him and me.
That's
No disrespect,
amazing.
Shellen. And he like to the sky.
The more you tell me about Shaylin, the more interested I am in being her follower.
Yeah, all you gotta
Wow.
see is that. Well, I don't know. Do you see the statue? That's good enough for me. It's good enough for Caden.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's like a real badass too. That's like a good one.
Yeah, fights demons and shit. It's cool.
I don't see the
Badass.
appeal, personally.
Arts.
Yeah, she's dripping with appeal. Anyways, no, nothing secret though. Just secret nipples. You guys can see them though.
Your elven eyes. What do you see with your elven eyes? Nipples. But you got a choice here now. You can go down the western passage, go down the secret passage that's been opened up by Ollie, go south through where you found the amulet and follow that passage. Up to you.
Maybe the secret passage, since that guy with the amulet died. Might be an indicator that there's no way out from there.
I'm all for the secret passage. It's a lot more exciting than just going down another hallway. Granted, I know that the secret passage inevitably leads to another hallway, but a hallway that is encased in a secret passageway is much more exciting than a regular hallway, in my opinion.
All right, continue on the secret hallway. You continue on. You get through the to the end. You find another stone passageway. You find a lever that activates this particular side, lets you through, and you see two things. South, far south, there seems to be a closed door. North of you, there seems to be a staircase that goes up, spiral staircase. Very close to you, however, there is another thing. You enter a somewhat of a room. It's more of just an extra large hallway, where a pedestal in the center of the room stands before an opulent doorway. The pedestal has a small figurine of a dragon. Above the pedestal, there is a riddle inscribed on a plaque. I am fierce and mighty, with scales of gold, eyes of flame. My breath can scorch the earth, and my roar can shake the heavens. But here I am, trapped and small, waiting for you to dampen my flame. Who am I?
It's a gold dragon.
You say that out loud and like your words echo out, but that doesn't seem to fill in the gap that the door perhaps is looking for.
If it was that easy, that'd be a stupid riddle. I'm fierce and mighty with scales of gold and eyes of flame. My breath can scorch the earth and my roar can shake the heavens. Here I am, trapped and small, waiting for you to dampen my flame. Who am I? It
Then
sounds
yeah,
like
just to describe the pedestal,
Mhm.
it's right there. It has a small figurine of a dragon. Above the pedestal, there is a the description that you heard.
Is this like a riddle or is this like a weird prayer? Anyone
I
know
wanna-
dragon gods? I don't.
The
Not my forte, no.
gold scales is throwing me off. I was gonna say perhaps like a volcano or something, but I'm not sure.
Trapped in small, dampened flame. It sounds like a lantern to me, but I don't get with the breathing and the scorching and the gold and all of that. So that's kind of silly, like a real fancy torch.
Yeah, you connect to your brain connected to the gold dragon, and you see the small figurine of a dragon is gold. It's made of gold.
Am I able to see anything? You said there's like an opulent door. What's on the other side of it?
Looking through the door. Oh boy, that's true. You can't
Mhm.
see the door.
Yeah, I can see through the
You
door and inside the
see.
chest and what the items are.
That's true. Uh, Looking past, you see past this doorway. There is a room filled with various coins in a large pile.
Oh, there's a there's a fuckload of money on the other side of this door. Like a lot, like it's filled with coins.
At least 1,000 coins.
I just counted them real quick in my massive brain, and there's like a bajillion. There's like
Wow.
at least 12.
Ooh, can you send the riddle somewhere?
Yeah,
The what now?
The riddle.
I
Did
got-
you send
Oh,
it
yeah.
somewhere?
There you go.
Thank you.
Small little figurine sits there.
Can I see through the floor or something? Are there any like mechanisms? Is the statue like
Anything
hollow?
that is, yeah, anything that is there would kind of be like arcane in nature. You see like some inscribings from like little holes of like magic and bullshit. But yeah, nothing that would hint towards you there. But just to remind you, if nothing's coming to mind, there is the passage north that goes to the stairs up. So,
Mhm.
whatever you guys want to try or do.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. As I said earlier, I can be stupid. I'm not real good with this whole riddle business. I know that you guys are pretty quick, especially you, Zion. You're and Dramus. You're both kind of nerds. But I don't
Yep.
feel like I can really contribute much here. But I promise you, it's worth it. That's a lot of money back there, and I'd rather us have it than the Blackfish
Yeah,
people.
I'm just a little stumped, and I'd hate to waste any more time of your ability. Perhaps we can circle back.
Maybe, yeah, just keep it in your head, or Ollie and I can go check up that other thing. I can see pretty far, so I don't think things will get like a jump on us. But yeah, I got about. Actually, I still got a while. I still got like 50 minutes.
Do we see like any fires around us? Like in the room?
Uh, Something I probably should have mentioned. The statue, the figurine itself. I thank you for asking that because the statue itself is like emblazoned with flame.
Like this whole statue's on fire.
The little like gold statue, like there's fire all around it. Yeah,
Oh, that'll
Open
do it.
up.
that would have helped.
Press the digitation. Snuff a flame.
Yeah.
Not a nerd.
Dramus,
Half of
don't,
last session was talking about how you were the nerd.
don't get hung up on it.
And they
Alright,
come
just,
up, came back all sexy.
Can you press to digitize the golden flame statue, please?
Sure. She's gonna
Yeah.
kind of walk up to it, kind of examine it. He's gonna adjust his glasses. Right then, and he's gonna kind of just. He's gonna swoop his hand like this, kind of like in a circular motion, and then as he raises his hand, he's just gonna close his fist to snuff the flame out.
the flame goes out. A few moments later, the flames reignite.
Yeah, I had a
Yeah,
feeling
pour
that was
water
gonna
on it.
happen.
He said to dampen it. Like, I don't know, soak a cloth or something and throw it on it.
I mean, I have my water skin.
Yeah, I
Pour it
filled
on.
mine with wine and shotgunned it. So
Right
but
then.
yeah, dampen it.
You
So he's gonna.
pour it over, or do you dampen a cloth and then put that over?
Just pour it over.
Yeah. You pour it over. The flames start to smother a little bit, and as the water hits the statue, you see the statue begins to dissolve. The door then slides open, revealing the treasure before you.
Oh,
There are. I'm just gonna type this out. To make this
God
easy.
damn it, Dane Ogden, you're so smart and intelligent and attractive. Look at you. He says out loud to himself.
Yeah, I'm quite proud of you, Dane. Amazing.
I was
thinking.
just talking about how dumb I am and bad at riddles.
Proved us wrong. Certainly.
Yeah, and this pendant thing's working, and I'm not dead. I think my decision making is great today.
There's
son
your
of a bitch.
coinage. You fucker.
Yeah,
I
got
counted
it.
these out, and this is
I got it.
bullshit. This ain't even numbers, and I don't want it. You leave it.
They're all divisible by 4.
But Dane doesn't know that. I only count 2s. And then I double that to get 4s.
There you go.
So we're spending about an hour divvying up all the gold coins.
Yeah. It's a little bit of time. I'll say like 15, 20 minutes or so.
Cool. Yeah, fuck
But
yeah.
the coins are collected. Add them to your inventory as you will, any that you're taking, because they will add to your weight.
All right, I got my share. Incredible.
Well, that was quite the payday.
All it cost you was your drinking water. And some of your magic. I don't know how many times you can do that.
Sorry, what was that?
Nothing. I'm talking about magic stuff I don't get. But yeah, I got about 20 minutes or so left of this eye business.
All right. Shall we try and speed run the stairs?
Ignore that.
Are we presuming that this is the tower?
Oh. The what?
Are we presuming that the spiral staircase is the base of the tower?
Is that in the general? Is this leading in the same general direction that tower was? Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is.
Safe enough.
Do we want to try and climb as high as we can to scout out a little bit more, or just try and join in the merriment of the camp?
I mean, if we want, I can run up there. I think only Ollie's fast enough to keep up with me.
Sure. And us nerds can follow along and get there when we can.
The nerd.
All right, yeah, I guess I could use some cardio. Fuck it. You get to run, Ollie?
Yeah, I'm all good.
So the plan to run up the tower stairs?
Yeah, Dane's gonna dash 70 feet movement.
Okay.
He's just gonna sprint up the stairs looking around.
You run up and you get up to a point where the cavern begins to turn to stonework once more. You see a rough wooden bridge crosses a gap over a river. On the far side, a archway that looked like it held once held an iron door has been since ripped from its hinges and thrown to the ground. That iron door seems
Uh-oh.
to block the iron door seemed to have once blocked the passage between what you presume to be the lower subfloor of the tower that you've seen above to the rest of this cavern.
Yeah, it looks like whatever murderized those soldiers probably took that damn door off the hinges. Are we sure these? Well, I guess we just saw Blackfish people. I'm thinking this place seems kind of abandoned at this point. This bridge is all rickety. That door is all fucked up.
Just real quick. So, because I don't want to be encumbered, I did leave behind my share of silver and copper. So, if anyone else wanted to pick that up for themselves.
Oh yeah, I got encumbrance for days. I can take it.
Free real estate.
Yeah, I've got a lot of encumbrance. I can take it.
Yeah.
Strong. So the
And
70
then-
silver.
Oh, by the way,
128
I'll
copper?
assume you guys have parked the hand cart somewhere with you, or did you leave it in town? Like somewhere in like outside this cave, I presume, but like maybe,
Brought the
or did you
BART
leave it
cart.
in town? The BART.
I don't
cart,
have
yeah.
anything on the cart, so Dane doesn't have a lot of reason to bring the cart with him, unless anyone else did. Otherwise, I
Anyone
assume
else
we
have a
left it back at the Hearthstone with the prisoners.
Yeah, it probably makes more sense.
Fair enough. The BART cart is at the storage, so you guys will have to deal with your inventory space as it is.
Mhm.
Bring your cart. But yeah. The stairs up. Continue a ways, and as you go, you eventually hear the muttering of what sounds like scattered talking. It sounds like you kind of hear bits and pieces. It sounds like humans speaking common. You hear whispers of like witch is looking for something, right? We're supposed to be finding this book. Yeah, but like, we looked all over the place. There's nothing there. Nothing at all. Might as well get back up to the top. Tell Durand what the situation is. Tell them we'll have to look somewhere else or look deeper into these caves. Haven't explored
Durand?
much. Yeah, Durand is the name
Durand,
thrown
okay.
out there. Haven't explored much of the depths, but the witch's visions have been true so far. So we'll see where they go. That's all you really hear from now.
So I think it's safe to say that they're searching for something here as well. Is that the reason that they set up camp at the tower, I wonder?
I don't know, but they're looking for a book, and I got something that helps for looking.
So we go back in the cave and try and search for it before they find it? Or we get to the bottom of who killed
I
the
mean,
goblins?
I looked around pretty well. We didn't go deep into the cave, but it definitely was around where we were. So maybe it's in there. There were secret tunnels and stuff back where we were. Maybe there's secret passages inside this tower. There just weren't any on the stairs, but maybe some where they are. Maybe we could cross that bridge. But something took that door off the hinges, and I don't really want to find out what.
Yeah, I mean, we could
That's
scale
not
the
true.
tower.
I do want to find out what. I kind of want to fight it.
I was just thinking, I was like, I don't, that doesn't sound like you.
Yeah, well, I might have a little bit of wine in me. It makes me feel better.
Yeah, I'm not psyched about climbing all the stairs, but I will follow you guys if that's what we must do.
So, direction between pressing forward, going further into the tower towards these voices, or heading back down further into the cave to either head back to the cave entrance to head back around and approach from the front, or head deeper to the caverns themselves. What's the direction we're headed?
The mercenaries said they were gonna look in the cave, right?
Sounded like that might have been from mercenaries. You just heard some voices coming from up ahead, but you can presume.
But they mentioned that looking through the caves for this book.
They said looking deeper, yeah, into the caves, perhaps, but they're only theorizing. It sounds like speculating.
Well, I don't know. I'm kind of game for whatever. That being said, if they're looking for this book and they're sending men out into the caves and expending resources to find it, I don't know what it is or what it does, but I would just assume that we probably wouldn't want a shady mercenary group getting a hold of a book that could potentially be dangerous.
Yeah. And if we look in the cave, best case scenario, we find the book before they do. And if we don't, we run into them and we're able to maybe get the jump on them and ask them some questions.
Oh yeah, if they're on their own, we can do that interrogation thing.
Yeah.
Oh, smart
Not in the middle of their
thinking.
camp.
God damn it, Ollie, you're so good at this.
It's too easy.
He's just like baked in the back, like
I figured out
Yeah.
a long time ago.
It was all part of my plan.
I just wanted you guys to figure it out yourselves. So you can grow.
Go back into the caves then.
Yeah, I got about 15 minutes left on this vision thing.
Back down deeper into the caves. You find yourselves in a cavern, struck by the vibrant colors and patterns that adorn the walls, floors, and ceiling. Looking closer, you realize these intricate designs are actually made up of tiny crystals of all shapes and sizes, each one producing a different note or tone as you step across them. As you move deeper into the cave, the source of this, as you start to hear it, you hear this melodic noise coming into your ears. And the source of this music becomes apparent. There, nestled among the crystals, lies a large creature resembling a snail, but with a shell made of hardened crystal. Its many flailing tentacles seem to dance to the music that it is producing, and it is hitting into each crystal to produce a sound, music. You watch in amazement. You notice this creature seems to be producing the music itself, using its tentacles to tap and pluck the crystals around it in a complex and rhythmic pattern. It seems lost in its own world, completely absorbed by the music. You do kind of inherently realize that this kind of creature approaching it and disturbing it from its music-like trance could be dangerous. But these crystals are intriguing.
Do I see anything with my weird vision? Is there things like past the snail? Is it like in front of a door or a passage or a tunnel?
It's just barely visible, but there are two pathways visible from where you come right now. As you're coming down this slope, the path ahead is clear, and the path to the left is clear. The path to the left leads to that cave I just described. The path ahead seems to lead towards what you can see more of these kind of sound crystals, but you also see like a water source ahead. But that is about it.
So the one on the left is the one that had the snail, and the one ahead is the one that has water.
Yep.
And I can't see past the snail.
The snail is in that cavern, and there is another passageway that goes the same direction as towards the water, but you can't see where it goes from this angle. But it is in that snail cave.
I can see through the walls a little bit, and it looks like if we go that way with that creature, or the other way with the water, it looks like they both kind of wind up in the same place. I don't know if they meet, but it might just be like a big circle. I mean, part of me is curious about the crystal snail, but part of me thinks it might be dangerous.
Yeah,
It is.
I'd love to know more about the crystal snail, but it'd be a shame if it attacked us and we had to defend
Yeah,
ourselves. So
but can't you
maybe
just like
not
keep
that
it chill?
way.
Just play your music.
Oh,
Wait, don't you make music?
I have music. I don't really make it.
Could you,
That's what Fee
play
does.
Some of your jams. Don't you play music on that crystals and stuff?
Yeah, but it doesn't really like it's not really that loud. I guess I could put it over his head, but then I need it. I don't really want to give up all my stuff on this mission. Oh, we did just get a lot of money. You know what? Maybe I will give up my stuff.
Well, you ain't gotta
Snail
give up
seems
your
like he
stuff.
deserves it. He's working hard. He's on his grind. You've seen Fee. This guy's like even more on a grind than Fee is.
I mean, maybe he's just working. Is the other tunnel in the snail room that leads back towards the water? Is the snail like blocking it, or does it look like we'd be able to just go around it?
You could try to move around him, but you feel like if you disturbed him, he might not like it. So there's that.
We might just like sneak past. Or
Is
we
that
go
what
the
we're
other
trying
way.
then? I don't know. Sneaking past big creature, that just sounds more fun to me.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. But there's also like 4 of us.
We'll
I just
we'll
don't
be
want to
fine.
kill it.
Yeah, I guess it
Nobody
is a
said
snail.
anything
Like,
about
how
killing
fast
it.
could it be? That's like the
It-
metaphor for being slow.
It would just walk faster.
That's a good point.
Hmm.
Yeah, fuck this. Let's just be quiet and let's try not to like to disturb him. But like if we do, we'll just shuffle along.
Move
Outpace him.
What's
quickly.
the likelihood that those crazy long tentacles that it's plucking crystals and shit with have any amount of strength in them and would like grapple us or anything? That's crazy talk. I say we just
Pretty
go.
low.
I feel
That's
like
crazy.
it's less than not probable. Sorry.
You
I'm
know what?
confused.
I think we're missing here a huddle.
It's
Ah.
less than 100%, more than 0%. That's for sure.
If it's
Yeah.
not 100 and it's not 0, it's 50-50. It's either a yes or a no.
Well,
That's what Dad always said.
Finding how
So-
your brain works is very intriguing, Dane.
It's true. But anyways, yeah, this thing's ticking. I can literally hear my pendant ticking.
Right.
Heading through the snail cave, trying to sneak past it in its rhythm. Is that the plan?
I
I
guess so.
think that's the plan.
You got
Trying to
it?
like match up our footsteps to the plucking of the crystal, so we're kind of like doing a bit of a jig while we're sneaking, but like, you know.
A little bit of a skill challenge here, I would say,
injection?
because there are a number of things that could help here. I would say, if you guys got any ideas, because the idea is you will disturb it if you create a sound that isn't on rhythm to the sounds it's creating. So that could, that could be interpreted a lot of ways. Stealth is
Stealth
making no sound.
performance check.
Performance check is like going to the beat. There's a lot of like different ways to go here. So, a skill challenge. There are, I will say, 3 different contributions you can add to this. So 3 contributions to the total check. Only 3 people can add things, but 3 total things can be added here. Your
And
overall score for what you roll will be what will be checked against the DC
This
for
music
skill
slaps.
challenges. It does.
Ba, 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 ba.
can Zion like take out his kalimba and try and just like see like the rhythm that the snail is going with, and try
Just
and like
fucking vibe.
look
Improv.
it out with
Just fucking
his,
jam.
and then just like, all right, everybody just move on like my beat. Like, don't pay attention to the crystals. Pay attention to me. I'll match it, and we'll step on that time. I'll go towards the front if I need to.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make a tool proficiency check for your Columbo there. Just go ahead
Pied
and make
Piper
a
our
check
shit
there.
through this place.
How do I do that on here?
Roll the tools, the item in
I
your
think
inventory.
you just
Oh, yeah.
click it, but if it's not coded properly, you can open the details. This would be a dexterity-based one because you're just actually playing the instrument.
Oh
We'll
my
see
god.
what that does.
Not good.
All right, I'll make sure not to follow the crystal's rhythm, but yours.
As the crystal, like as this kind of starts, like it starts out a little discordant, and you see the snail begins to just whip a little bit viciously as it goes. It seems a little perturbed. It hasn't yet been set off, but you feel that one more perhaps failure or lower roll might set it off.
Oh,
Who will be next to contribute for the second leg of this journey?
I think he's fucking it up. I'm gonna go in after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Dane's gonna try to follow after him. In case he does set this snail off, Dane wants to be like ready to save him, basically. So I am actually gonna try to ignore his things and just do it the old-fashioned way, and I'm gonna try to kind of time the footsteps to the noise, like not trying to match his beat, but more just when there's noise, I will step. So trying to like sneak through this.
Yeah, make a stealth check. Try to just cover your
I don't like
tracks
that.
with the sound of them. Sound of the music, I should say.
Come on, money.
Yeah.
That'll do it.
You guys managed to creep forward this next leg of the journey. The rhythm of the snail goes much more in posture, but you see it is anxious. It wants to stop playing music and look around, but it's really entranced. It's really into what it's doing. It doesn't want to stop quite yet, so it's keeping it looking towards the crystals, but it's on edge right now. Who is going to make the final contribution to this check? It's got to be someone that hasn't gone yet.
Draymond's.
Yeah, so I kind of have like an idea.
Charismatic little fuckers. Dance, damn it.
I was thinking of. So is this room like brightly lit already? Like if I were
I'd
to,
say
if I were
fairly
to,
so, yeah.
if I were to create a light, like would it notice? Or I guess I can't really ask that, but
If you created a light in this room, it wouldn't illuminate it any more than it already is. It's already brightly lit in here. I'll tell you that much.
gotcha. So I think my contribution is he's also not gonna go with Zion because he could pick up the Discord notes and he is like probably not on beat. So instead he's going to That's weird. Well, it doesn't have an info button, but I was going to use dancing lights, but just to create one glowing orb. And he's basically going to try and hear the rhythm, like what beat it's playing at or what the BPM is, and try to match the rhythm to the glow of the orb so he can use the orb, the glowing, like the sensory of the glow, like flickering in and out to like know when to step in rhythm with the music.
To turn the music into like red light, green light.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
call this a perception check. And the reason I say that is because like you can create this illusion very easily. Nothing else that really matters besides your ability to recognize those signals coming on and reacting to them.
Listen.
So perception check
Can
to
I
like
inspire
see
him?
what you can set up. Yeah. How do you do it?
With better
Hold on.
kalimba playing.
I'd be,
So,
be like, okay, sorry, go.
oh no, I was just gonna say, so Can I make an argument and say that it would be a performance check because it's music based and recognizing like a BPM or like the pattern of the notes and how they're playing would be more of like a music knowledge thing
I'll allow
specifically?
performance. I'll allow performance.
I just
Nice.
I'd look to Jameis. Sorry, Jameis. I'm just a little nervous. But I see what you're doing, and I believe in you. Put my faith in you then.
Wow. Thank you.
Wow, how inspiring.
And you feel inspired.
All
What a
right,
lady.
let's see what happens here.
Let's not maybe spin that inspiration. Was it a D6?
Yeah, it's a D6. You want to roll it, Frank?
Do that.
6.
With a 10.
10.
As you
Terrible.
begin to step on a discordant melody, 2 discordant melodies seem to be too much. You step onto a crystal and you hear this loud shattering noise as the sound crystal is dispersed. You see the snail no longer able to ignore what is happening. It shifts its body around slowly. It looks at all of you, its eye stalks kind of glaring. It begins to charge at a rapid pace for a snail, which is not very quickly. It's coming at you slowly, but
gonna-
surely.
I'm gonna
Run.
start walking.
You
Oh,
begin to outpace it, but it is coming.
It is
Surely
inevitable.
after you, it will find you one day. You know this. As you begin to walk slightly
heard this
faster
story.
than it moves, it will find you. And it
I don't feel
carries on, pressing ever closer with each moment. And that's where we'll wrap up for now.
Terribly sorry, Snail. I loved your music though.